Welcome aboard, ladies and gentlemen. Jordan Taylor, JB the Sports Guy, Lamore Gafford here, ready to break down quarterfinal football that just appeared this past Friday night. Tickets were punched to the semifinals. 32 teams remain in the bracket with their sights set on New Orleans. 16 matchups this coming week. The road to the dome is in sight. We got bad weather on the way, but wouldn't you know we would have it when it came semifinal week? You wouldn't think of anything else. The PAs will say welcome to New Orleans after 4 quarters of football Friday night. Or in our case, we've seen a couple overtime games here in the quarterfinals. So cannot count out we cannot count out overtime football again in the semifinals. It's heating up. It's here. Final 4 quarters before we get to the dome. Lamar Gafford, what's going on, my man?
I'm good here. It's a little bit cold up here in central Louisiana, but the action is getting hot. I just saw myself a good quarterfinal game, but at this stage, everybody is really, really good. Like you said, 32 teams here, and only 16 can get down to the dome. Let's get it.
That's it. Nick Campbell, what's up, baby?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all making out?
All good. We excited for some semifinals, and we got 16 great matchups this next Friday.
Without a doubt, I'm ready.
JB, you got everything good? Still not good. Still not good on his end. All right, guys, your overall thoughts of quarterfinal football has just appeared. Boy, we had some great games. We've had some blowouts. We had some thrillers. We had a little bit of everything. We had games coming down to the final play. We had games that were decided in dramatic fashion. We start with Lamar. Give me your overall thoughts of the bracket that just unfolded this past Friday night.
Well, it's just basically anything that you would pretty much like. I mean, everybody always has a dream of playing on Thanksgiving weekend, getting the chance to see probably your family, maybe family from out of state to
Mm-hmm.
come by, probably even see them play, see you play as well. And also just get knowing that we're right there. It's almost to the dome, but a lot of good action there, especially some of the games I got a chance to
Okay.
hear about,
Yeah, we got
watch,
you,
and
JB.
also
All right.
hear about, watch, and also take a look at some of the games, kind of like leading forward and everything's like that. So, like I said, you gotta love this time of the year here, and the only way it gets better is semifinal weekend. So there's that.
Absolutely. Nick Campbell, your thoughts. Bracket has unfolded right in front of our eyes. Give us your overall thoughts of the entire bracket.
Oh, great weekend for some high school football, man. One of the purest sports that we have left to sit down and watch these kids play after Turkey Day. You can tell the motivated teams that was inspired to make it to that next step, and you can tell which teams was ready to pack it home after the third quarter. So I got a chance to witness a couple good games and met a bunch of nice people in the process.
Yeah, you're at that point of the season where, every yard matters, every play matters, and the little things will get you beat this time of the year. JB, your overall thoughts of the bracket that just broke down in front of us.
What bracket broke down? I'm trying to fix a microphone. What bracket broke down?
Just
Okay.
your overall thoughts of the brackets that shaped up to the 32 teams remaining, the 16 matchups we got getting ready to talk about tonight.
Hey, I think there's a couple teams that some people didn't think would get to the semifinals that are there. That's why we play the game. We we got a couple traditional powerhouses that are back, and you got a couple teams who are there who's been there but haven't been able to get over that hump. So we about to find out a whole lot from a bunch of teams come December 5th, Friday
Absolutely.
at around 9:15 p.m. to 10 o'clock.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, everyone that's watching on YouTube right now or Facebook, because there's a bunch of you, shout out your teams if they're still in the playoffs. We want to hear from you. Let us know. Flood the chat line right now. Show some positive vibes towards those teams that are still dancing and will play next Friday night.
Oh, I got one thing to say.
Let's hear it.
I want to let y'all know me and Jordan had a little battle between us, and he beat me. Just letting y'all know that, and he know what I'm talking about.
Hey, we're fighting for games this time of the year.
Had me scrambling for a game, and he got the. We both had games set,
Woo.
depending on Lutcher and our way, and there you go.
If Lutcher would have won, you'd have got that game.
Yep.
If I would have won, I'd have got the game.
Yep.
But y'all got yourself quite a game Friday night, so I'm excited for y'all also.
Thank you, bro. Excited for y'all too. Y'all have a good one.
All right, real quick, we'll find out where all four of us is headed. We start with Lamar. Where will you be Friday night when you get to catch semifinal football? Where you headed, my friend?
Man, I'm going back to the heart of LaSalle Parish. I'm going to see Gina versus Union Parish. That should
There you
be a
go.
great matchup, a rematch of the 2023 semifinal matchup there. So that definitely should be a good matchup, good coaching matchup between Coach Roark and also Coach Spat. So, man, it's going to be amazing out there.
2 years later, we get it again. Same building, same situation. Winner to the Dome. Nick Campbell, where you headed this week?
Going at the Frank Monica Field and watching St. Charles Comets and the U High Cubs box it out to get the punch their ticket to the Superdome.
Ooh, heavyweight battle right there.
Oh yeah.
And we go to JB. Where are you headed? I mean, are you going where you guys are going, or are you going elsewhere?
You got it, man.
I'm trying to go elsewhere. I'm
Okay.
trying. I don't know if I'll be able to get to Shaw and Vanderbilt Catholic, but the way it looks right now, I'll be with my guys. The Hash It Out Show game of the week.
Yep.
St. Augustine versus John Curtis.
There you go.
So
Big one.
yeah, it's a big one. So we'll see how the boat shifts, and I'll be somewhere. But right now, the way it's looking, I'll be at St. Augustine and John Curtis.
There you go. And then Friday night, we will have Bell Chase and Iowa. And this is a cool situation here. Iowa is 7-0 when we cover them all time. Bell Chase, first time ever. So this is going to be a cool situation knowing we got an undefeated team and a first time ever with the right to go to the Dome. Bell Chase have not been to the Dome since 2008.
Oh, God. Thanks, Jordan.
Oh, my bad.
It's all
And
good,
then,
bro.
and then Iowa trying to get there for the first time ever. So a lot to play for on Friday night. See, St. James is in the building. Westminster's in the building. LCA's in the building. Iowa's in the building. Notre Dame's in the building. Let's see. We got Sterlington's in the building. Let's see. Any other ones I missed? Quite a few. Quite a few teams and fans.
It's amazing how I got a lot of new Sterlington friend requests.
Oh, they coming for you, Nick. They coming for you.
And Union Parish is in the building.
Yes, indeed.
There we go. So thanks to everyone for watching all across the state of Louisiana. This is the boot breakdown. This is the quarterfinal recap. And this is get you ready for semifinal football. So thanks everyone from all around the state of Louisiana hanging out with us on a Sunday night. And one more for you. St. Charles Catholic is in the building. All right. We go to you guys at this time, okay?
Okay.
Let's go around the building and we have another shout out to Edna Carr. So we have another shout out in the building. So we all over the place right now, baby.
Gustavo Rivera. This is Archbishop Shaw right here. Gustavo Rivera. Archbishop
Shaw. One?
Yep.
Okay. So it's everywhere. Keep shouting them out. We love to hear from you. All right, JB, we start with you, then we'll go to Lamar, then we'll go to Nick. Every one of us still has a team or teams still in the playoffs right now, don't we?
Yeah, we sure do.
And from our respected areas, okay? So I want to know, give us those teams' names. Talk about what really stands out about them each individually. So, JB, we'll start with you. Let us know who's still remaining in your area and tell us something really that really stands out about them as they get ready for semifinal football.
All right. Put my thinking cap on. Oh, I don't have it. All right. Number one, Edna Carr. What stands about Edna Carr? Powerhouse, playmakers all over the field, talented, a bunch of athletes led by quarterback John Johnson, Richard Anderson on defense, Aiden Hall on defense, great coaching staff, just pretty much the best team in the state of Louisiana. Archbishop Shaw, defending state champions for Division II Select, they're back. Look like the offense is finally starting to find their stride. They're looking real good. Defense is still playing great. So Shaw looking good. Um, we have St. Augustine. St. Augustine, very, very talented, led by quarterback for Sean Coulon. He got Miguel Whitley, a wide receiver. They got a bunch of running backs. This is a talented team. They're scoring points all over the place. You got John Curtis, and what can we say about a JT Curtis team? And um, that's a team everybody looks for to see where they are in the bracket, and here they are in the semifinals. That running game is just deadly. Bell Chase, all they do is run, but what's helping them out this year is their defense. They have allowed maybe less than 60 points this season. They got a very, very good defense. Trying to think who else. Bell Chase, Shaw. That's everybody in my end. The rest of them are
What
by
about
Nick.
what about South Platte?
Yeah. Oh man, Coach Speak gonna be mad with me. South Platte, South Plaquemines, man, a team, bunch of athletes. It's a bunch of athletes, and I don't know where they come from in that area, man. Out the Gulf or Mississippi River, because they in between both of them. I don't know, but a bunch of athletes that South Plaquemines gets every time, man. And I mean, defending state champs for Division IV non-select, so you got to look out for them.
Lamar, who's left from your area?
Well, there's only one, and we got Gina. It's a big one, though.
What really stands out about Gina in your opinion?
Yeah, with their running game, I really love their running game between Cedric Wilson and also my
Hatcher.
bad. I was listening to it on on another end. But yeah, I got Daniel Hatcher, also Cedric Wilson, and those two guys, 1-2 great punch there, continuing to feed off of each other. You have a Gina defense that's definitely is continuing to improve as the season progresses. Really looked very good in their playoff games, and of course. You have a team that's hungry to finally get there to the dome for the first time in school history. Been to the semifinals for the last 2 years. Haven't quite kicked that door down, but they're ready to kick the door down this time.
Yeah. Nick Campbell, from your area, what stands out?
In my area, we got three excellent, well-coached teams. Number one, starting with Coach Weinstein and the St. Charles Catholic Comets, relied heavily on the run game by young Skylar Edwards, who played in the Superdome in the championship 2 years ago, and looking to get back. And their defense is a very stingy defense. JB knows them very well. And, when you put those guys to the forefront, they ready to knuckle up with anybody, because in that comment cell, they always put defense first. You're going to always measure that team by having a great defense, and they can score. They can do some things to get the ball downfield a little bit also, but they're not going to make the mistakes that most teams makes. And then we're talking about the Riverside Rebels that's led by Coach Lee Roussel, and Brock Bourgeois is his quarterback. He got a lot of exchangeable pieces in the running game. He got Jaden Obomwe, and he also got Boogie Johnson as a wide receiver. On the flip side, their defenses are kind of good. They're very stingy, and they front seven, and they're making their way down to New Orleans to get ready to play a good opponent, whoever punches the ticket on the other side. And lastly, we got the biggest fan base. I don't know if y'all saw it within the last 5 years. St. James carry a nation of people with them, led by Coach Levanta Davis and Jakias Venezuela and his brother Jaden. They've been really cutting up back here in the River Parish. Not to talk about the defense because St. James, a lot of folks got the word out that St. James can't play defense. I beg to differ. St. James can play defense at a maximum when they have to.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Division 3 non-select. Let's go to that bracket real quick. We're not breaking down any games. I just want to get your thoughts. 3 straight years, we get the same 4 teams playing in the semifinals. Gina, Union Parish, St. James, and Sterlington. 3 of those 4 have won state titles in that span. Talk to me about how strong those programs have been these last couple years, and knowing 3 straight years we get the same exact 4, JB.
It goes to show you that there's levels to Division 3 non-select right now when it comes to these 4 teams. There's levels to this right now, and these 4 teams stands out amongst every other team in this division. Um, they have great players, great athletes, but you got to credit the coaching staff as well. The coaching staff has had to build this program and make these their teams um, very significant, being able to compete year in and year out to get to these semifinals every year. It is not easy getting to the semifinals every year, but the same 4 teams getting to the semifinals for the past 3 seasons speaks a lot about the players and the coaching staff. So you have to credit those guys for what they've been able to do, man. And that's what I'm doing, crediting the coaching staff for sure. Because 3 years, you're gonna have new quarterbacks, new players you got to put in, people graduate, and to continue to roll on every year to get to this point says a lot.
Lamar.
I echo those same sentiments. I mean, just consistency. I mean, that's the number one thing that really stands out to me about those teams. All great coaches all the way through. Obviously, I think the world of Coach Jay Rourke after dealing with him a whole lot over there at Gina. I think the world of Lee Doty after dealing with him in his stint in Central Louisiana before moving up there to Sterlington. And I still think the world of him as well. Coach Spat is definitely one of the top coaches in the game. He can get more with less. He always prepares his teams with a hard schedule to start off, but it always seems like in late November, early December, they're always right there. And of course, Levanta Davis as well over there at St. James, and they continuing to do a lot here and getting down to the dome and everything else like that. So all 4 great coaches, as JB said, great players all the way through, just great programs, and actually just great places to all pretty much see a ball game. Great cultures
Mhm.
as well as that, and I think that really builds upon that as well. So, like you said, just those 4 have been a model consistency, and my hat. I got to tip my hat off all the way to the coaches, the programs, the fans, everybody.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Look, I'm gonna say something. I'm gonna give a shout out to a Vashry Rams program started up in the youth sector with these young kids, man. We tend to forget how beautiful the communities are when it comes down to winning championships, man. And it's so much because you have so many kids and they all have the same aspiration. So when you look at Sterlington and you look at beautiful downtown Vashry, they replicate each other. When you look at Union and Gina, they replicate each other. They know each other really, really well. And look, it's going to be tragic because you're going to have 2 good teams that's not going to go to the dome after this dust settle on Friday night.
Yeah. All right, guys. If there's a team that I miss here, make sure you correct me. But first trip to the semifinals in school history. Let's talk about the Generate Tigers getting there to the semifinals. Speak about that program and their come up over the years, knowing that they got a big opportunity Friday night against Premium Power of Haynesville. And if I missed anybody else that's making their first ever trip to the semifinals, please let me know.
Well, I'll tell you what, man. I was shocked. I was shocked. I did not see Generate defeating Logan Sport, and I was not expecting that margin of victory. Um, but it's always great to see new schools make history. It's always great. It's something you always want to see. I mean, I don't mind the same schools getting back to semifinals and the championships. I don't mind it because in order to get there, you got to beat them. If you can't beat them, then it is what it is. But when you see new blood, a new face, you're happy for them. And here's Generette proving that they are legitimate and that they are a true contender. I mean, Logan Sports one of the powers in Division Four non-select, and they got past one of the traditional powers in that division to get where they are now and to get them one step closer to the state championship game. So you have to be happy for not only just for the school, the coaches, but that community. The community never experienced nothing like that. And I tell you what, Genneret's going to shut down the whole town come Friday night, and they're going to take that long trip up
Yeah.
to Haynesville to support their team. I promise you that.
Yeah. What about the come up for Generette, Lamar?
Yeah, have to add to that there. And like you said, for a team to get there for the first time, beating one of the traditional powers, that definitely says something. And it's been a magical season for them to get now down to the semi place against another traditional power. That definitely does say a lot there. And so they've had athletes, they've been knocking on the door as of late there. And then now for them to realize here that it's their time and now put themselves into the final four, that definitely does say a lot for them there. So um, you never forget your first, and that's the thing about it there. And no matter how this goes here for Generette, they're going to remember this season forever there. Maybe remember it more with a win here, but they're going to remember this season forever no matter how this goes.
Yeah. Generette is like they want they don't want this ride to end. And when you get a magical season like that, and I don't want to even brag, I still have Generette beating Welsh on my bracket as a Cinderella team to get there. And I mean, the coach's message that he don't want it to stop. Now, people that wasn't on board in the beginning starting to get on board. And I tell you, it can bro for a big old deal come Friday night because you're gonna see some people in the jackets starting to come back out. The people that left them a long time ago, they're starting to come back and the wave is going to be there. And I'm hoping that they punch a ticket to the Superdome being their purse. I
Yeah.
love to see new blood.
Yeah. Question here, JB.
Yes, sir.
What did Neville do to slow down Barb that others along the way couldn't in Northwood Shreveport and West Monroe?
Ooh, everything
Let
that you
them
can
out.
imagine. Um, the defensive line was able to get good pressure. Able to beat the offensive line that was trying to protect the quarterback and running back. The linebackers was able to fill the gaps very well. Barb couldn't run the ball. They could not run the ball, period. So with the Neville defense able to do that, it just gave the momentum to the offense. And the offense was able to score at will pretty much. They were able to pass the ball at will, run if they wanted to. I saw the highlights of that, man, and it was a very dominating performance. But we knew if you wanted to beat Barb, you had to stop the running game and you had to stop Jordan Griffin. And they were able to do that. So that was pretty much it right there. And like I said, the D line was excellent and the linebackers helped fill the gaps. Barb could not run the ball at all.
Yeah, you have to give credit to the Neville front seven. I mean, they have been really lights out here as of late here. And you have to even go all the way back to the Ash game, especially when my broadcast partner had even said it that Neville's front seven seemed to be one of the fastest front sevens that he had seen or for at least a good while there. And so what they did was pretty much contain those guys against Barb, match them speed for speed. You have a dynamic quarterback in Gray. You have a great running back that they have there. And if you're able to really contain those two, I mean, you pretty much have stopped what really made Barb special these last at least these last couple of weeks there. So you have a very good Neville team that Um, Continues to play defense, continues to play solid defense, and that's the reason why they move on to the semifinals.
Yeah, man, the Neville Tigers, they stymie a downhill runner, and when you have that, it's ever had to the ball, man. And most defenses love that. They love to play those type of backs. That's those type of team that have those big backs, man. You can run a ball at will. So it was a perfect matchup for the Tigers, man. The Division One non-select, man, the fans will be in for a treat. For a treat. This is my bracket. Again, I had Central and they got knocked out. So you got Zachary raised their head. Now they are still at Ruston. So we're gonna enjoy this Division One non-select bracket, man. I'm telling you.
All the way through. We're going to enjoy it for sure. JB,
Yeah.
all right, put your coaching hat on.
All right. Let's get it.
All right. Walk me through what you think Ascension Episcopal's game plan was Friday night to slow down Jovan Vital, what no one could do all the way up to this point of the season. He's went off in every single game, and Ascension Episcopal had a game plan for him and executed it and walked away with a pretty convincing win.
I'll tell you what it was. It was just keeping him contained in the pocket. That was it. If you let Javon Vital escape the pocket, you're in trouble. So they had a game plan of containing him in the pocket to where he couldn't escape. And that's what they did very, very well. Yeah, he's going to make some plays happen. He's a tremendous athlete. That is what he is. But their defense stuck to their keys, kept him contained, made him hard to escape the pocket, made it hard for him to find receivers down the field because they played a little zone and a little man every now and then. It was a perfect defensive game plan, and that's how they were able to get the win. You keep Javon Vital in the pocket, contained, you got it won, and that's how they were able to win that game.
Yeah, absolutely. The same way there. And it just had to hate it for some of those kids out there, for Hamilton Christian, that their season ends like this. But now, they can kind of take a big sigh of relief and everything else like that. But we are going to talk about the team that won here, and the Sisters Episcopal really came out with a great game plan. Jumped out in front of them early, was able to shut Hamilton Christian down, and like you said, for them to come on and continue on their ride and continue to play into the semifinals, that definitely does say something. Like you said, they shut down Vital, who's one of the top quarterbacks in the state. And for them to do that, that definitely does say a lot there. And that's the reason why the Blue Gators keep on moving.
Yeah.
Yeah, having a guy like Vital, man. When you're looking at coaches with good game plans, they want to get them off the field and keep the ball as long as possible. And when you play in quarterfinal games like that, you want every blade of grass. That's what defensive coaches is telling kids right now, because every whiteboard that's in every locker room right now, they have these kids' face, name, number, age, speed, how much he bench, how much he squat, and his best ability. So when you coming up that game plan, you keep your guys on keys, and guess what? They're gonna live up to the task or fail miserably.
Okay. Okay. JB, I'll let you run with this however way you want to run with it.
Okay.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is how I'm gonna put it, and you can adjust my words for me. Okay.
All right, bro.
It seemed like Calvary Baptist got into the style of play that Joel Sumner likes to play and was still the better team on Friday night.
Correct.
Defensive game and prevailing with a 14-7 ball game.
That is correct. That is correct. Um, you pretty much said it. Calvary Baptist was able to score quickly on them, 14-0, and that was all they needed. They had a great defensive game plan, stopping that wing offense that Jules Sumner runs. Jules Sumner got within 7. They scored a touchdown. They were driving, and then
Mhm.
Calvary Baptist with the interception. They made it tough for Jules Sumner the whole game. But 14-7 ball game, two good teams that win at it. Somebody had to win. Calvary Baptist gets the win, but it was a great ball game. But Calvary Baptist, the way they started off early, and getting this 14-0 lead at halftime is pretty much the reason how they were able to hold on to that lead and get the win.
So it was like they were okay with getting in that style of fight.
Yeah, yeah.
Amar.
Yeah, absolutely. And you have a team again that's as battle tested as Calvary all season long. They playing against the Franklin Parishes, playing against Neville early on this season, playing against a good team in Union Parish in their district. And so they've been battle tested all the way through. Obviously, you know that they have a tradition, a history here. And to find a way to win a ball game like that, I mean, Coach Ewan again had a good game plan there. From what I saw, 256 yards of total offense. That's not really the high flying style that Calvary that we've always have known for Calvary to really do. But again, with big playmakers, with them running the football, the Miles kid had a pretty solid game with 138 yards and also caught some passes too to help them out as well. That's again another team here that found a way to win the ball game here, maybe even if things did not go the way that they expected it. They found a way. They were like, okay, well, maybe our passing game wasn't working. Let's try to run game. Let's try to slow the game down. Let's try to play some great defense there. And it definitely worked out there for them. And that's why Calvary continues to play through. Good coaching, good traditional program right there. And you just it's hard to really beat that there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna piggyback on what y'all said. Championship type teams, they can play any style that they need to play to get to that next week of football. And 14 points can be enough, especially when you have good coaches involved. Sometimes the moment can't be too big for some communities. And when Calvary took that ride, when you want to play games like this, you're gonna find a way to win these games at all costs, you know.
When we look at the Bell Chase Cardinals and we look at them back in the second round, a 7-6 victory over Opelousas, a lot of people were pretty concerned going into the next round, saying West Feliciana could have an opportunity to win this ball game. Your thoughts going from that week to this week, knowing that the offense came to play here, knowing that they do have a smothering defense, but if they put all three phases together, we got to watch out for the Cardinals.
Yeah, you got to watch out for them. I said that Opelousas was a tougher matchup for Bell Chase than West Feliciana. It's just how they match up with one another, and that's the difference. And Opelousas has a stingy defense, and if they don't commit 6 turnovers, we probably talk about Opelousas playing West Feliciana. But that's what happened when you commit those turnovers. But
Yeah.
um, but I thought this was a better matchup for Bell Chase. I thought Bell Chase would be able to run the ball better and the exploit West Feliciana's defense, which they did, scoring 36 points. So I just thought it was a better matchup, and to me, it was in their favor to win that ball game, and that's what happened. Offense came to play, looked very, very well. Plus Dylan Carter. Dylan Carter was sick in the game against Opelousas. He had flu-like symptoms right before the game. He didn't play. Dylan Carter was back at running back this game, and made a hell of a difference for Bell Chase as well.
And a good 1-2 punch for Carter and also Amari Ambrose as well. I mean, having a very solid game plan. Again, like you said, styles make fights sometimes, and Opelousas, they knew that they were going to play very good defensively in order for them to try to stop what Albert Bell Chase was trying to do. For Westfeld, there, I guess they just again try to match them up athlete to athlete here. And again, it worked very well for Bell Chase in this point here, and for them to really get their offense going along. And it looked like once they jumped out in front of them, 27-0 at the half. I mean, that was pretty much all she wrote at that point. And so that's exactly the game. So, like you said, styles make fights. That's exactly the game that probably Bell Chase wanted. and then that's the reason why you saw them look a lot better in this round than they did last week.
Oh yeah, 7-6. Looking at Bell Chase, I thought they was could score with anybody. They can run the ball on anybody with both of their running backs. They're very huge up front, and they play a style. They play in a district with a team like St. Charles Catholic, so they know how they want to play certain games. And when you have a matchup like that, like Westfield, they're gonna match them up and beat them in the trenches and take them off until they
Did he freeze?
Mm.
looking to they're looking for next week to play on Iowa. Can you hear me?
When,
Yeah, we
yep.
hear you, Nick.
All right.
When we when we go to this next game, walk me through how we got there and walk me through the play call and your thoughts on this on how things ended in Lake Charles Friday night. Vanderbilt Catholic, Lake Charles College Prep, overtime, the play call, how we got there, your thoughts.
Are we going straight to the last play in overtime for Lake Charles College Prep?
Walk me to how we got there and then the play call.
Um, man. All right.
What's up, VK?
So they held Vanderbilt to a field goal. Vanderbilt went first, kicked the field goal. Is either the first down play or the second down play. The running back didn't read it very well. If he went outside, he would have scored a touchdown. He cut back and got tackled. And then another play, I think he got pushed out of bounds. But
Where
let's
we
get
at?
to the.
We in the fourth quarter right now?
No, we in overtime. We in
Overtime right now.
overtime. We in overtime. But to go back, yeah, LCCP was down 28-20. They scored a touchdown. They got a 2-point conversion, and then we go into overtime. All right. Fourth down, they go to run a swinging gate play, and Vanderbilt doesn't have any more timeouts. They run a swing. They line up in a swinging gate, and when I finish, I'm gonna go pull it up because they have the advantage. Lake Charles College Prep. They have the advantage. They got what they want. They got what they want.
That's a man right there, still sick to his stomach.
I am sick to my stomach because they have what they want. You got the center, the quarterback, the running back, the wide receiver. They have a cornerback on the wide receiver. They have one guy over the center. They got another guy on this side. The guy on this side cannot make the play if you're going to the right. He cannot make this play. You got your advantage. You could run it. You could pitch it. And even if you want to pass it, you could pass it. They run the option to the right. He has the numbers. The cornerback comes off the wide receiver to come up. And then I don't know what the quarterback does if he tried to pass it or pitch it. I don't know. The ball didn't even go 2 feet. It just went to doom. Game over. I just hit myself in the head. I was like, oh my God, you had what you wanted. And I just guess it wasn't meant to be for Lake Charles College Prep. That's all I can say. My family from Lake Charles they were mad. They were mad. I'll tell you that now. They were very upset. But they'll be all right.
It sounds like a guy that has a lot invested in the ball game there, and that's a tough way to lose a ball game like that, though. But yeah, tough way to lose a ball game like that. And I know Lake Charles Prep had been wanting to get back to this point, get back to this moment after a couple of lean years, but just unfortunately, that's how the way the ball bounces sometimes there. And, tough loss for them. But, you look at Vanderbilt there, they survive a good win there on the road. For them to get a big win on the road, that definitely says a lot for them there and for them to continue the dancing there. So, um, you know, at this stage right now, you just have you got good teams. Somebody's gonna lose in excruciating fashion, and then somebody's going to win in that thrilling fashion over there. So you have to feel for those Trailblazer fans, but you also for those Terrier fans there, you have to be very, very happy for them that they found a way to pull it out.
Yeah, I feel bad for those fans, especially when you get to the moment and you gotta rely on the swinging gate play. Just as the swinging gate come up to be approached, they got coaches that coach on the defensive aspect of it also. So man, I'm telling you,
Look at this.
kudos to the cornerback that
Hold
made
on, Nick.
that play.
Look at it, Nick. Look at this. They have the advantage. They have the advantage.
Oh man.
Mm,
They have the advantage.
mm.
Go ahead,
Thank
Nick.
you
I'm
for that.
sorry.
Look, thank you for that, Jordan. That was like a pack of wolves. They wanted that ball regardless.
I don't know how to do that. Shout out to Bayou Town Sports for the broadcast.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was phenomenal, man.
Yeah.
That was
Mm-hmm.
phenomenal. Awesome play. Sad way to lose a game though.
It was. It was sad. I just because I was watching it live. I was watching it live, going back to my hotel, watching it live, and when I saw how Vanderbilt Catholic, well, that's the play before, but how Vanderbilt Catholic lined up for it, I just knew it was a touchdown. I knew it was a touchdown, just waiting to
Good defense right
happen.
there.
Yeah, I think that's the third down play when I say he got pushed out of bounds. Um, I just knew it was a touchdown waiting to happen, and I just don't know. I
See,
just don't know. I
see,
don't
Nick,
have any
this
words.
man been holding out on us all year. He could have been putting up highlight all year.
Oh man, don't do me that, man.
I've been trying to get him to spend a half a day with him and fry some chicken for him or something.
You might as well put up my highlight then. The game winner.
Yeah, I can do that. I can find it.
I'm
When you get
messing
to
with
it, let
you.
me know. I got
Oh
you.
Messing with you.
man.
All right. Shifting gears here. I do want to ask the panel, and y'all don't ignore my baby
It's all good.
in the background crying. I do want to ask the panel. Shaw goes that up to Shreveport and wins the game, 38-7. They're not letting Shaw off the hook in North Louisiana right now. They're saying if the quarterback plays, it's a different ball game. I said Shaw was going to win whether the quarterback was playing or not. JB said they were going to win whether the quarterback was playing or not. Lamar, we start with you. Your thoughts? The really talented quarterback in the state of Louisiana for Loyola Prep did not play, and we hope he recovers soon. But your thoughts, quarterback or not, who wins the game?
I would imagine it would be a lot closer in the ball game, and this is a person on Sportsline that actually picked Loyola to win because of the season that they had before realizing that the quarterback was going to be out of the ball game. So that allows me not to go on to the next round in that one there. But just again, overall good season for Loyola. I would have imagined if Bryce Restovich would have been playing, I feel like it would have been a much closer ball game. Because now you have an experienced quarterback who has done a very solid job this season, and now you have to throw out there a guy that might have not have had a lot of reps at the biggest stage of the ball game, at the biggest stage of the playoffs here in a quarterfinal matchup, where his heart rate probably has to be going, um, and the speed is pretty much going probably 200 miles an hour and everything else like that. So again, credit to what Loyola did, but Shaw again, team of a champion, heart of a champion. There, they didn't take Loyola lightly, even with them having the backup quarterback playing in that game there, and for them to go up there to Shreveport and handle business, that says a lot there. But I would definitely have imagined that if they would have had their quarterback out there, I felt like that would have been a little bit of a closer ball game there.
Yeah, we talked about this last week. To knock out the champ, you got to really beat the champ. And look, some of JB guys followed me on the Nick Network, and boy, they was waiting for me because they watched the boot breakdown and they were saying, "Oh, y'all thought Shaw was left for dead because we couldn't score points." But Shaw went up there with it on their mind and put up those amount of points with or without the quarterback. Shaw had it on their mind that night.
My turn. Yes. All right.
All
My
right, keep it
turn.
clean. Keep it PG.
Oh, yes, I will. Yes, sir, I will. I'm gonna keep it clean. I promise you.
Keep it PG.
All right. See, it's the difference when one team plays tough competition and another team doesn't play competition. And you can go look at the schedules. Um, Loyola Prep played North DeSoto and Northwood Shreve. Here we got Shaw with St. Charles, Carr, Rummel, St. James. I can go on. I'm going. So that matters. Level of competition matters. Um, they could have had Bryce Restovich, and it would have made a difference at all. They maybe would have had 14 points. Maybe. That Shaw defense, my goodness. The quarterback was under duress. He couldn't find people open. They didn't get a first down till late in the third quarter. Late in the third quarter. And offensively, Shaw was able to do what they wanted to do. There about 4 times it was 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and Shaw went for it and got the first down. They were just dominant on both sides of the ball. Both sides of the ball. And to say this, when I was there, they come out of a house with Snoopy on top of the house, right? The Snoopy wasn't cooperating before the game started. I was like, yeah, this might be a bad night for him. The Snoopy down. He couldn't get up. I'm like, this might be a bad night for him tonight. If Snoopy ain't sitting on the house right, I don't know what's going on. But no, it's just, I even said, the weak link for Shaw has been their run defense. And when they even tried to run the ball, they couldn't run the ball. Shaw's defense, that was the best I've seen Shaw defense look pretty much the entire year. The offense looked phenomenal. And I just, Lamar thinks to be closer. And I get it because Bryce Restovich was tearing up the place this whole year. I mean, 45 touchdowns, right at 4,000 yards. So yeah. And he's breaking records. But like I said on the Acid Out show, I don't think they saw a defense like Shaw's defense the entire year,
Yeah.
and it was a rude awakening for them. They didn't score to the last minute 30, and Shaw had the backups in. So it was quite a dominant performance for Shaw. This is no disrespect to Loyola Prep, but they had a great season, a great season. Can't knock them for what they did this season, but Shaw was just the more dominant team on both sides of the ball.
Okay. 4 state champions still alive in the bracket, including Archbishop Shaw. 4 state champions already packed things up, and we are guaranteed a brand new champion in those respected brackets. First off, your thoughts as we go into semifinal week, knowing we very well could lose a few more this week.
That's why you play the game. Defending state champions, they want to win again, but it's not guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. There could be teams that are better than the defending state champions come the following year. It's just how it is. Central is out. Kalamazoo Iberia is out. Those were defending state champions, and they're out. It's just how it is, and that's why we do this every year with every sport that we have here in Louisiana. We have a playoff system in everything that we do. Track is different. That's regionals. But other than that, pretty much a playoff system. So, I mean, to come back and try to win a state championship back to back is hard. It's not easy. A target is on your back. Everyone wants to beat you, and everyone wants to have what you earned the year before. So it's not easy. But I mean, are there teams in it this year that can do it? Yeah, without a doubt. But I would think majority of these cases, most people would take the field than a returning state champion. But this is how it is, and that's why we play the game.
Lamar, do you credit a strong bracket this year, knowing we already got 4 of them out?
Yeah, absolutely. And, strong bracket, you have teams that are going to, whenever you're the champion, or a defending champion, you are getting everybody's best shot, no matter what happens, because they want to be the team that takes you out, even if it's the regular season, even if it's a scrimmage, even if it's a jamboree, especially if it's the playoffs. They want to be the one that they can say, "Hey, look, we defeated the team that won a championship, and here we are. We have also have already put ourselves in a stamp and putting ourselves on the map right here." And no matter what sport it is, no matter what level it is, I mean, it could be elementary school, middle school, high school, college professionals here. Uh, Climbing to the top of the mountain that one time is hard. Doing it again is even harder because there's just so many variables that has to go through that there, that you have to play your best game night in, night out. And if you don't play your best game, especially at this stage of the season, that's it. It's over. And so, you know, hate to see the teams that lost, that won't get a chance to defend their state championships. For the teams that are defending their state championships, keep up the good work there. But like JB said, you're going to have a target on your back for these next two games, and you have to play your A game because those other teams are definitely going to do that as well.
Oh yeah, I had an old football coach of mine. He always would talk about guts and glory. And this is the time of the year that you gotta play with your guts and have glory on your side, especially if you're a defending state champion. Is the Hornet, is the Predator and the Prey, they all coming to get you. So you gotta play like it. You can't be making mistakes if you're a championship team at this juncture of the season. And a lot of teams that's made it last year, they made a lot of mistakes. So kudos to those teams that's still hunting. And the weather and change is hunting season. To get to the Superdome is going to take some serious game planning by coaches and some serious hunting to make it on Padres.
Yeah. So we talked about a strong bracket this year, all eight of them. It seems like you got to get there. It's going to be earned, but I do want to bring up what could potentially happen after Friday night. We could very well happen a state championship game between the District 2 5A and a state championship game between the Catholic League. Tell me how strong those districts have been this year, and how fun would that be if we see pretty much district championship type of games in the state championship.
I tell you what, I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind it. To me, these two districts have been the best in the entire state. I think we talked about District 2 5A with West Monroe and Neville and Ruston and Washita and Alexandria all beating up on each other, and Ruston coming out as the district champion when it was all said and done. Um, and look where Washita is. Here's Washita that lost to those teams and just couldn't figure out how to win at the end. Now here's Washita in the semifinals, going up against Neville, who they lost to by 1 point in the regular season. 1 point. So I mean, just goes to show you, how strong that district is. And Ruston is still in it. So 3 out of 4 teams in Division One, non-select, are still there. But then you go to the Catholic League, and the Division One select has 3 out of the 4 teams, and all of those teams, the same story. They beat up on each other, but it's tough competition. It's what makes all those teams better moving forward. And here you have it, Edna Carr and Catholic of Baton Rouge. Once again, it's like we're never going to see them in the championship. The football gods has us cursed, but then you have John Curtis and St. Augustine as well. So these, I wouldn't mind it, because it's gonna definitely show the whole state which district was the best this season in football, or which 2 districts I should say were the best in football this season. So I wouldn't mind it at all. I would like to see it. I know I want. Oh, never mind. I'll let that be.
I think I know what you wanted to say. I had a
Yeah, don't say it.
conversation with
Don't
a guy.
say it. Don't say
I had a
it.
guy just the other day pose that same thing to me, man. But we still gonna be blessed with some great football. What do y'all think?
Oh
A
yeah,
lot better than
definitely.
last year's Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah. Hey, I'm still smarting off of that one there. From that Curtis Ash game, but overall, I mean, these two districts have been head and shoulders in front of everybody there. And as the North Louisiana, Central Louisiana representative here, 25A has been really, really great all season long. I get a chance to see Ash almost every single time when I can, and you look at that program there, and even though they did lose in the quarterfinals this year, Coach Bachman definitely has those guys going well. But also, you look at what Ruston does, and you look at what Neville does. You look at what West Monroe, even though they got put out in the regional round, look at what they do. And then Washington, I got a chance to see them in week 9, and they were right there in that ball game against Ash. If a couple of things, if the guy doesn't throw an interception, you're probably talking about Washita winning that ball game instead of Ash winning that ball game at that point here. And that probably changes a little bit of things going on for them because that's not a normal 14 seed there. And so you have that. And then you also take a look at the Catholic League. It is what it is with that because, even though Carr is definitely one of the top teams, basically the top team in the state. But you also got all these other teams there. Rummel, you're looking at St. Aug, you're looking at John Curtis, continuing to beat each other up, like you said there. But also, whenever they get into this stage, they're always right there. You look at Curtis last season. Curtis was like a 19 seed last year,
They were
and
low.
then still found their way to play against Ash in the semifinal. And they're a 7 seed this year and still finding their way to get into the semifinals. And you have St. Aug with their offense humming right along this season. So it definitely does say a lot. Those two districts are basically the tops of that. Wish we could see them play a little bit more. But hey, it is what it is. We're still going to see some great football no matter what.
Oh yeah, man! Kudos to all the coaches that's involved in 25A. I had a chance to see Ouachita Parish up close. If you love football, you're gonna love to see guys like that play. So if you're a recruiter and you watching this show, being up there next week to witness that game and see some of these big, healthy young linemen and skill position guys that Ouachita have and never have, man, it's gonna be incredible. But yeah, we had a treat the whole year to watch these guys play. I didn't make it to St. Aug and call like I would normally do this year, but man, we had a blast because we had a lot of things got revealed this year. Good coaches gonna coach, and good players gonna continue to play.
Two matchups that we will see in the semifinals. Two rematches from the regular season. Who are you more intrigued in this week? Washita Parish, Neville, or John Curtis, St. Aug? What's the better matchup Friday night?
I'm gonna say John Curtis and St. Augustine. And
Yes.
the reason why I say that is because, and y'all tell me, have y'all seen Coach JT Curtis lose a rematch game?
No.
Not really. Not really. And you know, he's a humble guy. He'll shake your hand, congratulate you for beating him. But I promise you, if he has another chance to beat you, he's not going to sleep. He is going to watch that film and watch it. He ain't going to sleep, and he's going to develop some type of game plan to help him win that football game. And I said it before, like St. Augustine and Carr. I said I don't know if they want to play that man twice. Well, right now, here's step one for St. Augustine out of them and Carr to play Curtis again. So that's what I'm more intrigued in because Curtis is going to do something different on both sides of the ball that none of us have seen all year. They're going to do something. And that's why I think, to me, in my opinion, it makes it the most intriguing matchup there is.
Lamar, do you lean with the teams up north, knowing it was a 1 point game in the regular season?
I'm gonna be a contrarian and say yes. I mean, and like I said, the games up there in New Orleans definitely are going to be a great game. St. Aug, John Curtis, that's going to be an amazing game, an amazing atmosphere there. I am going to kind of lean towards the game in Monroe between Neville and Washita, which I also think is going to be a great atmosphere. And a lot of people, some people had even floated around the idea of, man, they should play that game at ULM. But I know that Neville is not going to go for that at all.
Right.
They deserve to have that game at Bill Ruppel Stadium, and definitely for sure. But this ride for Washita has said a lot here for this season. They've been battle tested overall. Now to go to the semifinals, I think if you were to ask anybody, any of the Lions fans, if they could go to the semifinals, if they could see this team go to the semifinals this year, they definitely would have taken it. And a lot of people have said that they felt like that this Washington team could be a team that could do something. And here they are right now in the Final Four. And so now you got to face against your hated rival from the West in Neville there. That's going to be an amazing game. You can basically print out the money, the gate. Everybody's going to make some money in that game there. And I definitely feel like that it's going to be a great ball game here because if you're Washington, that 1 point loss has to be in your crawl all the way through. You have to hear it. I'm pretty sure that their coaches have been talking to them, will be talking to them about it all week. Remember, we lost by this 1 point. Remember, we lost by this 1 point. We got to finish it. We got to finish it. We got to finish it. And for Neville, I bet you the coaches are probably going to be talking to them and saying, look, we got to do the same things that we did last time. We have to impose our will in this case here. Knowing that they lost in the semifinals last year to a very good Central team and that they want to get down to the Dome this year in 5A this time around. So we're going to have an incredible matchup there in Monroe. Um, I feel like that's definitely got to be the game of the week for sure up there.
Yeah, ironically, Washington wears the color of Central, right? That garnet, that color, that burgundy color. Man, Coach Benji Lewis is doing a great job. I had his interview on TikTok when he came down to beat Destrehan, and one thing he said he watched film. And if you did something the first time, he's always looking for the obvious that what could potentially happen. And coaches, real coaches that's getting into these semifinals games, they watch a lot of video and they be battle tested. Washington is a little bit more battle tested going down, coming running through Destrehan, playing last week and getting those victories. This is going to be a real interesting game. And I'm looking forward to seeing that. So if they got the link, shoot it to me. I'm gonna watch that one too.
Okay. All right. Some of these teams that are lower seeds in the bracket still remaining, and I may sprinkle in maybe one or two of these higher seeds. Okay.
All right.
In your opinion, to get to this point of the season so far, who's done the best coaching job? Is it Washita Parish? Is it Zachary? Is it Shaw or Vanderbilt Catholic? Is it, let's see, I'm keeping going here. Is it Union Parish? Is it Ascension Episcopal, Generate? Just to name a few, or is it other? Who's done the best coaching job to get to this point?
I'm gonna go with Washita. I'm gonna go with
Washita
Washita.
Parish. So you're going with Benji Lewis?
Yeah, Benji Lewis. Yeah, definitely. That's definitely what I'm going with. I think he, like Nick said, he's done a good job the entire year. They just didn't know how to win, but he helped develop a culture and help them become able to find ways of how we got to finish and win tough ball games. And they did that pretty much when they played Destrehan. I mean, finding a way to beat Destrehan 21-19, who a lot of people had play for a state championship. So yeah, I'm going with Benji Lewis at Washita.
Lamar, who's done the best coaching job to get to this point right now? One of those lower seeds in the bracket.
I like what Benji Lewis has done, but I also like what Spatafora has done over there with Union Parish. Look, they started off 0-3 in the season, but they played against a lot of great teams. North DeSoto, they played against Ash, they played against Airline, and they also played against Calvary in their district, and also played against Sterlington in the season ender. They didn't come out here with a sterling record. They were 5-5 going into the playoffs there. They were that 12 seed going into the playoffs there. And everybody's been talking about Union being, oh, well, I don't know if they're going to make it to the semifinals this year. I
Left
don't
them
know what
out.
they're going to do here. Beat E-Rafts, beat Kinder in overtime, and they're right back into the semifinals once again. So this team is a battle tested team. They've done a lot this season here, and he doesn't care about dropping those games. Okay, well, we're 5-5, but we've gained a lot of experience by playing these tough matchups that's going to prepare us into this round. We talked about this last week, how they beat ERAF, where all the statistics were basically not on their side, but they found a way to win the ball game. And the same thing going down to Kinder and going down there and playing in overtime in a close, tight ball game and finding a way to win the ball game there. So Union's definitely done that same thing. I have to tip my hat off to Coach Spat there on that one.
Yeah, I ditto that too. Coach Pat did a tremendous job in this playoff. Credit Devin Fields from Union Parish. He lives this way, and he always talk about the farmers have a chance. Never count them out, man. And look, honest and truly, week 4, we pretty much, I'm gonna say I was pretty much had the shovel ready for Union Parish, man. But they coach did a tremendous job. They beat some credible people along the way. But this matchup with Gina Giants, it can be that that what they call that backyard brawl that everybody was looking forward to coming up.
All right. You know how sometimes when brackets are revealed, they say we're very intrigued in this matchup down the road. They say we can't wait for this matchup. They jump ahead in the bracket, right?
Yeah.
So you already pencil in two teams at that point in the bracket. Well, in your opinion, have you ever seen a situation where before the season even occurs, you go into a situation and you say, at some point in the bracket or state championship, these two teams are going to play, and you just can't wait to see it again? Talk to me about St. James and Sterlington, knowing like this ain't been just a 3-week deal here. This has been building since the summer. This has been building since August. This has been building since we kicked off the regular season,
I,
knowing
I,
that at some point these two teams were going to meet up with each other again. Just when would it be again?
Go ahead,
John, I
Nick.
gotta
Go
tell
ahead,
you,
Nick, because we're on the same page, Nick. Go ahead.
I gotta tell you, man, the day they left the Superdome, it
There you
didn't
go.
happen in the summer. They
No,
So
didn't
I'm
like,
talking about when the guys got back together.
I'm going.
yeah,
I'm going
because
back.
it was,
I'm going back to the semis. The semis 2 years ago when St.
yeah.
James beat them and danced on the 50-yard line. That's when I'm
So,
going back.
so let me correct myself here. Have you ever seen a more anticipated matchup? Probably
No,
what,
no, no,
18
no.
weeks, 18, 20 weeks out
Yeah,
from whenever they're going to meet now?
it's
JB?
kind of
Go ahead, Nick. Let Nick. Go ahead,
Nick?
Nick. Go ahead.
no, it's kind of tough, man, because you got to know the fan base. You know what I'm saying? And that's was our pulse, the fan base, and it breed down to the coaches and it breed down to the players. And when you working out during the summer, and we can go back to the Hornville scrimmage, they were still thinking Sterlington. You know what I'm saying? Remaining healthy to play Sterlington. So it's like I wish I could go to see how the outcome would be, but I'm just like everybody else that's fans. It's gonna be a that type of anticipated matchup.
And I guess I worded it wrong, JB. I'm just trying to get into the nature. Have y'all ever seen a matchup that has had this much build before the season even got to it, knowing they were going to meet in the state championship or semifinals. Like you
I have
didn't
to
even
go.
have to play the regular season to know that these two teams are on a collision course again.
I have to go back to maybe West Monroe, Evangel, Shaw, Bastrop. That happened. Um, I just had another one in my head. Oh, Carr Neville. That happened. I have to go back to some of those matchups from some years ago. But this one, man, I picked it to be my state championship match. It didn't happen. And then you find out about everything that's happened from St. James winning that semifinal game, dancing in midfield. Sterlington winning the state champ game last year, and they ran to the logo and they started dancing. These two teams don't like each other, man. They don't like each other, man, and we are getting them again in the semis, round three. Um, a lot of people have talked about it. Like Nick said, at the Hornville scrimmage against St. James, the fans, we want Sterlington. We want Sterlington. We were hearing people say this. It was on their mind. We want Sterlington. Now here we are. And Sterlington sitting back right now saying, take that ride to us. We're ready for y'all. We're waiting. This is a heavyweight fight in Division
Yes.
Three non-select that's gonna be played on Friday at 3:30. Well, no, I'm sorry. That's state championship. It'll be played on Friday at 7 o'clock. I mean, look, when I get done with my game, I'm going to YouTube and I will watch that replay. I have to see this, man. If I could get up there, I would. But this is going to be a fight. It's going to be a tight ball game, very close. And I just wanted to live up to all of the hype that we have heard before the season started.
Yeah. Lamar, are you in agreement knowing that this one has been in the making since those two teams exited the dome last year?
Yeah, I mean, and I got a chance to see that game at the Dome last year, and I felt like that these two teams were going to meet each other somewhere, like here in the Final Four or the state championship game. And as one person that is also in the other side of the Final Four, in this same bracket, I definitely would love to see this game. I'm gonna keep up with those updates. Whoever's at the ball game, I'm definitely gonna see those updates, and I would love to see the ball game on YouTube once again, or
Yeah.
wherever it may be, or
It's gonna
anything
be on
else like that,
Sterlington. It's
because
gonna be on Sterlington's YouTube page.
Yeah.
okay, great, 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 great. So I'll definitely get a chance to see that because I'm pretty sure one of my guys that's up there, he's probably going to give me some text updates as well on that. And I'm pretty sure if I got some time here, I'll probably even look at the ball game in live action there. But yeah, these two teams, you already know, it's 1-1 right now. Somebody wants to win that rubber match, and hopefully they do get a chance to fight again here, face against each other once again, even more than that 3 times here. But this is like a Ali Frazier type deal. One team got one, the other team got the other one. Now who's going to get that third one? And the trilogy is always a great time to see it there. And man, this is a good time there. Like I said, if not for that Gina Union game, if I could clone myself, I definitely would go. My other half would definitely go over there to Sterlington for sure.
There you go.
We don't want no one dancing on the midfield logo this time, all right, y'all? I don't want the chance of any extracurricular activities happening.
All they gotta
Please.
do, all they gotta do is do what
No
Michigan
dancing.
did after they got their teeth kicked in this week.
You saw that,
You saw that?
huh?
Winner, go celebrate with your fans. There you go.
Right. No dancing, no planting flags, no none of that. None of
None.
that. Just no the end game is the end game.
Yeah.
All right. As you look at every semifinal matchup that is gonna play out this coming week, and we got 16 of them. Out of those 16, is this any of them first time ever matchups that y'all can recall? As you look through the 16 matchups, will we get first time ever meetings between two teams, or are we just chasing too much history here?
Bellatrix Iowa, maybe?
Yeah,
I think that
I
would
know
maybe a
for
first time matchup.
I know for a fact I saw Riverside and Ascension Episcopal play before.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go through the list and you tell me. Haynesville Generette, they played a year ago, didn't they?
Yes.
Okay. South Platte Mangum, feels like they played before.
Yep. Last year, quarterfinals.
Quarterfinals. Westminster Ascension Catholic. Do we know when these two teams ever played in school history?
I don't know. This may be a
Probably
first.
got a question mark on that one.
Okay. And somebody can let us know in the chat if these two teams have ever met before. Ascension Episcopal Riverside, you said Nick, this is they play before?
Yeah, but I recall doing a game when Gage was playing. I went over there.
Okay. Gina Union Parish just 2 years ago, they played. St. James Sterlington every year from here on out.
Fight forever.
Yes. LCA Dunham, they met a year ago in the
Yep.
quarters. Calvary Baptist and Notre Dame, it just feels like with the history between these two programs, they've met before. I just don't know when it was. What do y'all think?
It feels like they played each other before. It feels like it.
What about y'all guys?
Yeah, I'm thinking 1 year to punch it to the finals. Calvary went up and down once upon a time, but I think Notre Dame remained there, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. And everybody can let us know in the chats if they have any updates. So if we have any history between the two teams that will play. How about Notre Dame and Plaquemine? Is this a first time ever meeting?
North
North
DeSoto?
Dakota and Plaquemine.
It's possible. Very possible, JT. Yes.
Let me see.
Yeah, Notre
Notre
Dame and
Dame.
Calvary played in 2015, the only time.
And Troy says Sterlington moving up to Division II non-select next year.
Okay, good.
So they might just have to schedule each other out of district play. How about Belle Chase, Iowa? Anyone know if those two ever clashed?
It's not when Chris Henry and them played for Bell Chase, they didn't play Iowa to get to the semifinals or the finals.
So Troy says first time Plaquemine and North DeSoto will meet.
Okay, good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about that
Bell
Iowa.
Chase, Iowa 2003.
2003? All right, there we got clarification.
Okay, there we go.
First meeting since 2003 between Iowa and Belle Chase. How about St. Charles and University Lab? I know this two proud
every
program.
summer. Every summer they scrimmaged each other.
Yeah, what about regular season? We have anything?
Yes, my son them got bounced out in 2018 by Micah Tongue and U High Bears.
There you go. There you go. All right. So that one is there. JB, what about Vanderbilt Catholic and Shaw?
Former district rivals. Chad Boyd was a thorn in their side for Shaw.
Okay.
I'll tell you that.
And we've seen Rustin Zachary just 2 years ago or last year. No, 2 years ago. 2 years ago for a state title. Washita Parish Neville, we saw it a few weeks ago.
Yep. Every year.
Carr Catholic of Baton Rouge, we saw it last year in the semis.
Yep.
St. Aug John Curtis, we saw it a few weeks ago. So a few of them that we're seeing for the first time. A lot of them, a lot of history.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys, you were in Shreveport. Lamar, where you was at this past Friday?
I was in Gina.
You was in Gina. And Nick, you were in Riverside?
At the Rebels.
All right. So let's get, because I do want to discuss my Union Parish Kinder game with you guys, and I want to get your thoughts. But if y'all want to give any words on where y'all were and what stood out, and talk to me about Riverside getting the victory over Washita Christian 38-14, a game that we thought was a state championship worthy caliber game, but Rebels took care of business.
Yeah, Rebels came in with a stiff defense, man. Ethan Bourgeois in his gang and Boogie Johnson went both ways that night. He had over 65 snaps with 2 touchdowns, man. Kudos to that kid. It was a matchup nightmare. Washita Christian had some really big wide receivers. They couldn't get their running game going. That was their bread and butter. And kudos to Coach Lee Russell and Coach oh shucks, defensive coordinator came up with an awesome game plan to hold them to 14 points, man. And it's Coach Chris Lachey, held them to 14 points. I was talking to a couple Washington fans coming in. They really felt good about this game, getting this game, and it didn't turn out their way. And Riverside moving on to the next round.
Lamar, Gina beats Mansfield. Looks like they beat them 44-20. It's a Gina team that have found some defense entering this playoffs. Talk to me about if you want to win a state championship, you can't just outscore everyone.
Exactly. And I even got a chance to talk about that with Coach Rourke after the ball game there. And it just seemed like once they got into halftime, the they made some adjustments on defense, got themselves a big fumble there that led into a touchdown. And there, at that point, it was definitely all she wrote at that point there. I have to give it to Mansfield in this case. They did pull out some stops in the ball game, especially in the second quarter, where they ran a hook and ladder. Yeah, a hook and ladder that led into a touchdown. They even did a few double reverses here, and so you knew that they were going to come out. They were coming out there ready to play by any means possible. And I even said this to somebody. I think it was close to when they were getting ready to get into the latter part of the game, the latter part of the second half. Like, well, we've already seen two trick plays. What else they got in store for themselves here? But for Gina's defense there to really hang on, hang through, and especially take it to their running game, that definitely said a lot. And of course, I have to also say something about the passing game too. Even though they don't really pass the ball a whole lot, but when they do find some good things there. And Cedric Wilson was able to get a receiving touchdown, and Zadrian Cooper. I mean, man, he may not. You look at the stats this season, they may not wow you in terms of the big time numbers and everything, but 3 catches, 97 yards. He's just a big body receiver that is 6'2", 6'3", and if you're throwing the ball up there, oh, he's going to come down and get it because there's not that many people that can really get out there. He's like one of those big time power forwards, and he actually plays basketball. But yeah, whenever they need to pass, they throw it up to him. He's definitely going to come down there and get it. So they continue to roll right along there.
Tell you what, that's going to be a fun matchup with the big receiver for Gina and the junior defensive back Marcus Ross for the Farmers. Those two teams, those two guys are going to battle all night long whenever the passes do go that way. Only three of them. So Ross and number one for Gina, that's going to be a great battle for sure. All right, JB, who you want to talk about? You want to talk about what you saw in Shreveport, or you want to talk about the Hash It Out Show game of the week?
Yeah, I already talked about the game in Shreveport. Let's talk about John Curtis and St. Augustine.
No. The game you from Friday.
That one. Yeah. Well, we talked about that earlier. Like I said, Calvary Baptist was able to come with their own intensity, able to score 14 points in the first half, get up on a 14-0 lead up on Joel Sumner, and then they didn't look back. Joel Sumner continued to fight, had some drop passes, but credit that Calvary Baptist defense on how they played and getting that game-sealing interception when Joel Sumner was actually driving down the field trying to tie the game up. So good ball game between two good teams. Calvary Baptist came out on top.
Okay. Union Parish Kinder is what I had, and I would like to get all three of you guys' starts. This one went into overtime. So how do we get there? First off, we want to talk about Union Parish's defense. All right, so final play before we go into halftime, Kinder scores. And then they had a big false start penalty that backed up the 2-point conversion. Kinder does not have a field goal kicker, so they were going to be going for 2 all night. So think about that. So they backed them up. We're going to remember that for later. So they backed them up on the false start penalty, and they got to go for 2 and an interception. So, all right, if you're keeping your tallies, there's 1. So an interception to go into halftime, obviously, is blown dead. So it's 7-6 going into halftime. We come out, and it's good defense still. It's a 14-6 ball game in the fourth quarter, late fourth quarter. Kinder goes down and scores after a punt goes over the ball goes over the punter's head, gives Kinder great field position. The punter right there saving the touchdown, though. That was crucial also, right, JB?
Yes, sir. Very
The,
crucial
the
because
punter
that could have
going
went another
saving
way.
the touchdown right there pretty much saved the game in my opinion. But think about this. They get on 4th and goal from the 1-yard line, and Union Parish's defense gets a stop. And then we go to so this is a correct me if I'm wrong here. So 4th and 1, they get the stop, turnover on downs. That would have been the go-ahead touchdown. We talked about them not having a kicker. They could have had the chip shot win right there, or chip shot go-ahead field goal. All right. So we're walking through the game here, and they do get the ball back. So first off, defense gets a stop before halftime. Second off, defense gets a stop on the goal line with less than 2 minutes to play, and then you get them the punt. Kinder gets the ball back. They get a big pass play. The guy is fighting for extra yardage, and then it gets stripped out. So another time that Union Parish's defense gets another stop. So we go into overtime. First play of overtime, it's a interception that was thrown. Another takeaway from the defense. And then if you give Union Parish first and goal from the 10, they're going to score every day of the week. So the trend there was great defense, punches your ticket to the semifinals. You get a stop on the 2-point conversion. You get a stop at the 1-yard line. You get a stop when Kinder's driving to go win the game with a forced fumble. And then you get an interception in overtime. JB, we start with you. I said it on the broadcast. I said Union Parish built for November, and defense wins championships. And the defense came to play Friday night. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and Coach Spat always wearing shorts when it's cold, as you can see right there. There he
You,
is, Coach Spat.
you see him fired up dancing, huh?
Oh man, he always dancing. He never keeps still, man. Gotta love Coach Spat. Um, Good defensive ball game between both squads. Both squads. It was a great game. You guys broadcast, Jordy, man. Very great game. I got a chance to watch it on my way up to Shreveport. Not to Shreveport. I'm on my way back. To be honest with you, back from Shreveport, and the only thing that bothers me about it was Kinder ran the ball the whole game, and the first play of overtime, you went to throw the ball.
Yeah.
It's not your strong suit. Running the ball is your strong suit, and just
They were
continue to
having
do what.
success run with the quarterback run.
Yes, yes. Just continue to do what has gotten you to this point. That's that's my only thing. And Union Parish. If Kinder you score, you kick the extra point, right? Right, of course. Union Parish can score, and
Kinder's
then
not
you got to
kicking
stop
extra
for.
points.
Hmm?
Kinder no kicker.
Oh, it was Kinder. Okay, my
Yeah,
fault. Yeah,
Kinder
yeah, yeah,
no
yeah, yeah, yeah.
kicker. So
Yeah.
when they had the
So
chip shot on 4th and goal from the 1,
one.
they
That's
didn't
right.
they didn't take it because they don't have a kicker.
That's right. Got them mixed up. My fault. Um. So that being said, um, they threw the interception, and that's what just bothers me. Like it's not your strong suit. Continue to run the ball, pound the rock, and that would have got you where you need to get to. Not saying you would have won the game still, but man, I know it hurts. It hurts that you threw the interception, and now Union Parish all they need is a field goal, and it took them 2 plays to win that game in overtime.
Lamar, your thoughts? The defensive takeaways in back-to-back weeks, Union's defense have came to play.
Defense wins championships, and defense always travels, no matter what happens. And so, even if you're on the road there, um, you can rely on a strong defense. You can rely on a good running
And,
game
and JB, you
that
want
can
to put
really
up
get
that
you a good.
you want to put up that first play in overtime, the interception. So if the other two haven't seen it yet,
Let me go get it for you.
go ahead, Lamar.
Yeah, you can always put up a good defense, good running game there. It definitely travels in that point there. And so, again, for Union Parish, they've been battle tested all season long. And for them to pull this one out, not really, not really surprised about that at this point, even though they did face against a good, strong Kinder team. I was getting some text updates at the game from Marshall Leffler, who does for Union Parish, who also calls some of the games over there, and that was definitely one that we were kind of focusing on, and
Here's the
the
first
guys
play
up
of
there at Gina.
overtime, Nick. Here's the first play of overtime.
So let's take a look right here.
Our player of the
Um,
game
the quarterback
with
right
the
there.
reception,
Yeah, I mean, I
and he
honestly,
almost
when
won the game
you're
right here.
right. So honestly, on a 1st and 10, personally for me, I would have loved to run the ball at that point and see what you can possibly get to run the ball, and see that if you can make it a little bit easier for yourself at that point. Again, when it's not your strong suit, I definitely think that you have to go with your bread and butter. What really got you there? If you're not a passing team, don't try to attempt to pass at that point, even though they do have a dynamic quarterback that does have a very good receiver there. I guess they must have felt like that they had a good play, that they were able to get themselves a touchdown, able to get strike first in that case. Unfortunately, you can see what it was there. And now you give Union a good chance of also possibly punching it in here on a short field there. So, um, I know that play they're going to be kicking they're going to be kicking basically just all the way through in that case there, and wondering what could they have done differently in that. So um again, just seemed like a great ball game, but just a tough way to lose there.
Yeah, is looking at this video and his entirety. You got coaches or creatures of habit. They thought he could have probably sneak one on Union Parish, and they was ready for it, and they could have won a game in regulation. But we said this all season long. Teams that have championship aspirations, they find a way to win. They don't make mistakes that's going to cost their team. And if you can look at the play that's going on right now, that's the same play they ran on St. James to get their 2-point conversion 2 years
Mm-hmm.
ago.
Okay.
That's what good coaches do.
So 4 or 5 takeaways in this one. Union Parish's defense, back-to-back weeks, have
Big time.
really came to play, beating undefeated ERAF, beating undefeated Kinder. Now to get a 11-1 Gina Giant program, and there's your game winner right there in overtime.
Most coaches call that bravado, and when you got a good team like that, it's going to take a lot of bravado to keep it going to get to Padres.
All right. Let's move forward with the show. Yep, what a game for 150. That was cool.
Yeah, that's amazing.
All right, let's move forward with the show. Division 4 non-select bracket. Haynesville beats Jonesboro Hodge 48-12 in the rematch. Generette punches their tickets to the semifinals for the first time in school history, 36-8 over Logansport. South Plaque's the state champions, still alive in this bracket. They beat newcomer North Iberville, celebrating their first quarterfinal appearance. And then Mangum rolls past East Feliciana 49-16. That's going to set up some big time semifinal matchups. 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3. Haynesville versus Generette. Mangum versus South Plaquemine. Your early thoughts on Haynesville Jeanerette. JB.
I tell you what, I think this is going to be a close ball game. Haynesville, they are the favorite, but I think Red is coming. I don't think they're scared. They're not going to back down, and they're going to give Haynesville everything that they can bring. I think this is going to be a close matchup, and I'm going to say the score doesn't for both teams. No one scores more than 30 points. I think we got a close ball game in our hands, fellas.
Lamar, your early thoughts of Haynesville Jeanerette Friday night, 7:30.
Yeah, it's going to be a great one for sure there. I can imagine that Red is probably going to have more than one bus traveling up there for this monumental ball game there. But you also have a Haynesville team that is hungry to win a state championship. It's been a long time since they've won one, so they're pretty much ready there. I saw something online here about you know, teams might be getting intimidated once they see that sign of Haynesville. Welcome to Haynesville. Welcome to the home of the Golden Tornadoes, the 16-time champion there. So if they don't get intimidated by that, I think we're on for a great game for sure in that one there.
Oh man, is it going to be a classic semifinals? Home cooking, that's where you want to be at. JB think it's going to be close. I think it's going to be at least by 2 touchdowns, man. We tend to see now that who really wants that ticket punch. And if you've been there, you got coaches that know how to get there. It's a remote chance that if you at home, it's a good chance you're gonna be playing next week.
Fantastic matchup. Can Jeanerette get to the dome for the first time? Haynesville trying to right the ship of back to back state runner ups. One of those teams will be in New Orleans come next Friday night. And then the next matchup at the bottom of your bracket, it will be the 2 seed Mangum and the 3 seed South Plaquemine. Guys, this is a quarterfinal rematch of a year ago that was on the Hash It Out show. So, rightfully so, we go to the owner, Mr. JB. Your early thoughts of Mangum South Plaque 2.0.
Oh man. And if you want to see that game, it's on my YouTube page in the live section. That was a great ball game. Great ball game. Not high scoring, but a very good ball game between the two. South Plaquemine finding a way to get the win at the end. This year, I think it's going to be another close ball game between two good teams. And then they already know each other from playing each other last year, got the film already from last year. So they're going to know each other pretty well. This is going to be a great ball game between two good teams. Um, I must say, Mangum's offense is better than what it was last season. I have to say that. So this ain't going to be an easy matchup for both teams, man, but I'm excited for this one.
Yeah, this will be close. This will be very close here. And I bet you Mangum is probably happy that they don't have to drive all the way down to South Platte for this one here. But man, I still think this is going to be a close matchup there. You're definitely right about that Mangum offense. That Mangum offense has explosive there, but I still think it's going to be a very close game and between these two teams here. Like you said, they know each other very well from seeing each other last year. So this should also make for a very good game there too.
Yeah, Mangum should have destiny on their side. They well, not to say too far much about West St. John. They scored twice. They put up 48 points. They're clicking on all cylinders. And I think that this game is gonna have who has the ball at the end can win this game. That's the type of game we're gonna have. South Plaque is not just gonna drive up there and just thinking that these people gonna lay down. So it's gonna be a quality matchup, a good semifinal game this weekend.
Absolutely. Will the state champs have the right to defend their crown? Will South Platte get back to the big dance, or will Mangum party in New Orleans next Friday night? This one right here is going to be a lot of fun. We will see on Friday night which two teams will represent this bracket for Division 4 non-select. Will we be guaranteed a brand new champion, or will the champion be able to go defend their crown? Can't wait, guys.
Both, boo. I say it's both coaches, coaching and players, both.
Okay. Let's go to Division 4 Select. Westminster beats St. Ed's 52-22 rematch. This time, not close. Crusaders on cruise control with the throttle down. The next one was close. And what a game in New Roads. My goodness. Ascension Catholic beats Catholic of Punkapi 50-42. A late turnover in that one. The difference, Ascension Catholic got the state's leading rusher and Trevor Simon. I mean, that was a fantastic ball game, back and forth. If you love offense, that was the place to be last week. 50-42, Ascension Catholic. Moving on. Ascension Episcopal beats the 3 seed Hamilton Christian 38-7. Ascension Episcopal under year one head football coach over there. Blue Gators are back in the semifinals, trying to get back to the Dome. Have not been there since they played for it. What was it? Give me a number. 2019, 2018? Am I way off here?
I think 19.
Okay. So a few years ago, but they have played for it in recent memory. So Blue Gators trying to get back, and they started off with a win over Hamilton Christian. And then Riverside Academy putting the state on notice, knocking off the Giants in North Louisiana 38-14. Rebels, red hot. They are dangerous right now. And that's going to set up big time semifinals this coming week. You ain't going to get 1 versus 4, 2 versus 3 in this bracket. This is going to be the 1 seed Westminster Christian Academy Crusaders against the 5 seed Ascension Catholic. Oh, what a game. That one's going to be a lot of fun. And then you got at the bottom, the 2 seed Riverside will welcome in the 6 seed Ascension Episcopal. Fantastic Division 4 Select semifinal games on tap. We start with Westminster Ascension Catholic. And before you go, JB, oh, what a battle this is going to be. The state's leading rusher. He's fixing to break the state's leading touchdown record. But look at this. Strength on strength. Westminster's front 7 is as nasty as they're good. Their strength is stopping the run. Ascension Catholic's strength, running the football. That's going to be a war Friday night.
Oh, it's gonna be a war for real. This is man. You said everything right then and there. The strength of Westminster's defense, the strength of Ascension Catholic's offense. So something's gonna have to give somewhere in this ball game. But I will say this: Ascension Catholic got to the semis last year.
Yep.
And they were on the wrong end of the stick. They lost to Washington Christian. They are back this year. They have this experience of getting there. So maybe the experience of already playing in the semifinal the year before may help them. But that Coach Porter team in Westminster Christian, that's a beast in itself, that team right there. That's going to be a great matchup. I can't wait.
And a little bit different this go around for Ascension Catholic. They were at home for the semifinals. Now they're going to be on the road.
Yes, sir.
Lamar.
That's going to be a great matchup, and seeing what these two teams have done in their first 2 games in the playoffs, they put up a lot of points. So I definitely think it's going to be a high-scoring matchup between these 2 teams, and we'll definitely see which style wins out in this one here. But that's definitely going to be a very, very good game for sure.
Yeah, I got my poker face on. I love this match. I love this matchup. And look, I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you. Seeing that division as it is, and you watching great running backs and played. Even Elsie last year was over at Ascension Catholic. Man, look, these guys that have these great runners, you need a great team to go along with it to be successful. And Riverside, they got some good runners too, not just one. They got two. They have a little eighth grader that they want to showcase right now. But Jaden is a real man child. So look, just looking at this matchup, both of them, is going to be epic to say they got a Ascension Catholic championship in the Superdome, right?
You look at that one and you say, man, the battle of the running backs. Kyle Horde
Yeah.
on the other side. You got Trevor Simon on one side. What has Simon got? 31 touchdowns on the year?
I think so. I think that's what I
And
saw.
and Horde's been an animal all year. But I think you look at Steven George, the way he has played in this postseason, he could be the X factor in that matchup and what he could do with his legs and arm. Ascension Catholic, late turnover against Catholic Appoinkopee. They're going to have to go on the road and cause some turnovers. That's going to be a rowdy stadium. All of Opelousas will be there. It's going to be bad weather. Two teams that love to run the football, be physical, and win it in the trenches. So whoever wins this one's going to earn it Friday night.
Definitely.
The bottom bracket. Riverside welcomes in Ascension Episcopal. You take your early thoughts on this one. Ascension Episcopal only lost this year, came to Lafayette Renaissance in week 10. A 1-point loss. And they came and they beat Kentwood with a walk-off field goal. And they beat Hamilton Christian in convincing fashion. Riverside, it seems like they've had no problem from Jump Street here as we've got into the playoffs and a little bit before that also. Y'all know more about Riverside than I do. I know a little bit about Ascension Episcopal, not a whole lot like I do about the top of the bracket. So I'm going to turn things over to you guys and give y'all thoughts on Ascension Episcopal Riverside semifinals for a shot to punch your ticket to the dome.
Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, when you talk about Riverside, you got to talk about Coach Roussel. And we got a senior led quarterback in Brock Bourgeois who can throw it with the best. But Jaden Obombiwe, he's a big factor. His name sounds like he's 6'2" and could run the ball real well, but he stands right at 5'9", classic high school running back, and he gets a lot of yards after contact. And he's ready to play. He's in championship mode right now. He told me Friday night. He said he came to Riverside to win a championship.
Okay.
Yeah. Nick said it best. You just can't prepare for the running back. You got to prepare for the passing game as well. They're just so well balanced running and passing the ball. It's pick your poison of what you got to do to try to stop it. But I know Assistant Episcopal is up for the challenge, so it's gonna be a good ball game.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a good ball game between these two here. I think both of these teams had some emotional wins, obviously, this last week here. Riverside for beating, a good power and OCS. And then, of course, Ascension Episcopal for going all the way over there to Hamilton Christian and taking care of business out there. And so I feel like, this is going to be a good battle here. We'll definitely see which one of these teams comes out in front in this one here and who can go on to the dome there.
Okay. Guys, we're guaranteed a brand new state champion in this bracket here. Whether it will be Westminster, Ascension Catholic, Ascension Episcopal, Riverside. Best of luck to all four programs Friday night, and we'll see two of them in the dome.
There you go.
Oh, yeah.
There we go. Division 3 non-select bracket. Gina beats Mansfield 44-20. Union Parish beats Kinder 20-14 in overtime. St. James beats Oak Grove 57-13. And Sterlington beats Lowerville 44-6. We start with semifinal number 1. It's the 1 seed Gina Giants. It's the 12 seed Union Parish Farmers. What I would like to do with those seeds, I would like to take them and just throw them out the window.
Yeah.
Gina Union Parish, 2 years removed from a semifinal epic matchup. We get it again. And you look at Coach Rourke, you look at Coach Spat in this one, they're going to have their teams ready to play. Union Parish is playing with major confidence right now. And Gina, they're back to where they were. And do you start psyching yourself out knowing that we've gotten here? We've gotten here. We've gotten here. Can we finally kick the door down? Well, Union Parish ain't just going to give it to them. Good ball game Friday night. Gina Union Parish. We will see a war in the trenches. Who's going to win the line of scrimmage? Who wins the turnover battle? Time of possession? All those little details could send a team to a state title appearance.
Yeah, big time. Both teams love to run the ball, um, and they're not strangers to one another because they were in the same position 2 years ago, semifinals. Um, this game may be won in another area, maybe special teams. You never
Yeah.
know. You never know. So, look, they've been here before. Gina just hasn't gotten over this hump. This is the roadblock that they faced before. So maybe this is the year. We shall see. But Union Parish has gotten over this hump many times. Their experience. We'll see. Best team will win.
Thank you.
Yeah. Man, this is gonna be a good one for sure. Again, these two teams. Um, you look at Gina. Obviously, they still have this matchup from 2 years ago. They probably have that one played in their head all the way through here. I'm interested in seeing basically what does Coach Spat do here. Is he going to bring the Carol band like he did the last 2 years? So that could be something interesting to see what they do here.
Well,
Um,
Union got their
but
own band now.
Okay, okay, I see. That's good. That's good. That's good. So the both of those fans are gonna go outdo each other. I think this is again going to be a very good matchup here. Of course, you have a Gina team that that town is starving to get down to the dome, and the one thing that I've heard from some of the guys was that game against Bangham in week 1 when they fell behind in that matchup and then found a way to win there. It basically gave them some confidence going forward that they could win games like that. And so you're going to see some hard hitting, good running the football there, and just overall a great matchup there between these two teams. And I'm blessed to get a chance to see it. I'm just going to go ahead and say that.
Yeah.
The old cliche is you can't never put nothing past the farmer. And those Union Parish guys for years been having to battle St. James, been having to battle Sterlington to get their way to the Superdome. So when you're looking at them playing Gina, man, I think is a lesser of two evils. They want to get there with a lesser opponent. They don't look at when you look at they don't look at Gina like they look at St. James or they look at Sterlington. So they coming with guns blazing. It's going to be a classic high school football game, and I'm very interested to see how the outcome is.
When we go to the bottom side of the bracket and we get St. James Sterlington, we've talked about this matchup all night long. Well, break it down. What's it going to take to walk away with a win here, JB?
JB
All
Mike.
right, I'm back. I'm back. Number one. Number one.
James Sterlington, what's it going to take to
Yeah,
get a win here for either side?
I got you. Number one, don't dance on the midfield logo. Number one, don't do that. Number two, number two, St. James has to stop that offense, that rushing attack. They have to stop it. You saw the championship game last year. They couldn't stop it. So Coach Savanta Davis and his crew, they got to be on them extra hard. Because if St. James can't stop that offense like they did last year, they in trouble. They in trouble for real. And I'm just keeping it real with y'all. They got to be able to stop that offense if they want to win that game. As far as Sterlington, on the other side, you got to figure out ways to keep the ball out the playmakers of St. James, and they got many playmakers. So that's the keys right there. Can St. James stop their rushing attack, and can Sterlington prevent Jawan Johnson from getting the ball into the hands of the playmakers that he has as his teammates for St. James?
Yeah, St.
Yeah. Oh,
James law. Go ahead.
now go ahead, Nick.
St. James lost Kanai King Young early on in the season, and he's a senior running back, but it opened up a brand new can for St. James. They had to play some younger guys that really got on the job experience, and they played some hard competition. They played the Shaws of the world, they played the St. Charles Catholic of the world, so they've been in a lot of big games. I think is the KISS method when you playing games like this, just keep it simple and try to move on and get towards next week. St. James got talent all around the board. We all talked about style play early on in the show, but we don't want St. James to try to play Sterlington style. You know what I'm saying? So if they play that style and going that way is going to be disastrous. But at the same time, Sterlington, you shouldn't want to try to play St. James style because they got a young, prolific quarterback. They got two awesome wide receivers and kick returners, punt returners that the nation's going to see real soon.
Yeah, I think on my end as well, like you said, the styles here. Which style wins out? That's the thing here. Is it going to be the ground controlled offense here of Sterlington, or is it going to be the fun and gun offense of St. James for sure? Um, I think in this one here, neither of these teams going to really need much to get up for this matchup there because they've seen each other these last couple of years, and especially for St. James's side here, who is strong, is ready to try to get themselves a championship after being in the dome the last 2 years. They're going to be also motivated for that. You got Sterlington, who's looking to repeat. They're going to be extra motivated for that. So, just a lot needs to be said about this ball game there from either side here. Like they're both going to be motivated. They both know what's at stake. They know what's on the line here, and I think that that's again, like I said earlier, the trilogy is going to be a very, very good game. I think it could be an epic matchup between the both of these teams.
When you look at this one, real quick before we move on, Sterlington. It was a team a year ago that many, I don't know if many would say, I guess I would say it. Many would say probably a year away from the dome. This would have probably have been the year they would go, and they went and won it a year early. And then you look at Sterlington coming into this year, you knew they were loaded. Two teams they lost to this year are playing in the semifinals this week against each other. They lost to a Washita Parish. They lost to Neville, 33-22 and 28-21. The Sterlington team's good.
Yeah.
You look at St. James. They have saw the same type of offense this last 2 weeks to get them ready to go and stop the run Friday night. They had to play Manning. They had to play Oak Grove. And now they get Sterlington. So they've had pretty much 3 weeks to prepare to try to stop the run. So this is a Sterlington team that's loaded, and this is a St. James team that's coming in prepared. So this one is big fight field come Friday night.
Can't wait.
Agreed.
Yes, sir. We look at this one, and you say to yourself, can Gina kick down the door finally and get there for the first time in school history? Or did Union Parish just get hot at the right time? And then you look at the bottom and you say to yourself, fist fight, roll your sleeves up, bring your hard hat, lunch box, activate. Winner of this one, they're going to earn it. And can Sterlington go have an opportunity to defend their crown? Or does St. James get back to the title game? And what would that be, guys? 4 times in a row?
For St. James,
Yeah,
third time.
it would be 3 times in a row.
Yeah.
So Sterlington trying to go defend their crown. St. James trying to get there 3 straight years. And Union Parish is trying to prove you get hot at the right time. It matters. And Gina trying to kick down the door for the first time. A lot to happen Friday night. We will discuss it later in the week. But for now, we'll see which 2 teams prevail, and we'll be playing for a Division III non-select state championship the following week. That was good. Let's see. Moving on to the Division III select bracket. LCA beats Catholic of New Iberia 49-14, so we're going to be guaranteed a brand new state champion in this bracket. You got Dunham going on the road to New Orleans, taking down Newman 48-22 behind Elijah Haven and company. Calvary Baptist wins a defensive war at the Hole Friday night against Jules Sumner 14-7. And then Notre Dame wins the rematch over Lafayette Renaissance 27-19, a lot closer this time around. We start with semifinal football, and we got to start with a banger. A quarterfinal matchup a year ago between the 1 seed LCA and the 5 seed Dunham. This one was in the quarters last year. LCA had a big lead, and Dunham walked them down and punched their ticket to the semifinals. Now we get it a year later, just a round farther. And a lot of those guys that played in that game will be big time impact players come Friday night. LCA Dunham, it's going to be a lot of fun. Can Elijah Haven go and pull off a big time win at Knight Field, or is it LCA's season this year? Or they're the best, or they're the second best team in the state of Louisiana, I guess you would say, undercore.
Second best team in Louisiana, LCA. Nah, I'll say no.
There you go.
But
But Shaw beat them.
yeah, Shaw beat them, but that's a different story. I think there are other teams that could beat LCA. Anyway, moving on. Trust me, LCA has not forgotten about that quarterfinal loss last season. It it hurts because they felt like it's a game they were supposed to win, and it didn't happen. Trust me, LCA is waiting for this matchup. They're anxious. They want to play now. They want revenge. They ain't worried about no being number 1 seed and nothing. They want to get revenge and move on to the state championship. But one of the best quarterbacks in the state coming to town. And I'm telling you, their coaches staff is telling them that they can't get off to a slow start. So it's gonna be a great matchup. We're gonna see what happens. I can't wait. Either we're gonna hear from Cheese come Friday night, or we won't hear from Cheese for a whole week. That's all I gotta say. We'll see what happens.
Them damn Shaw secondary, I'll tell you what.
Oh man, so yeah, this is gonna be an interesting game too, because LCA strong team here, but like you said, Dunham was the team that put them out last year, so they had to hear about it for the last year or so here, and you have a Dunham team that is strong enough to get right back down to the dome here. The matchup that I really want to see here is that quarterback matchup there, because the playmaker game between Braylon Walker and also Elijah Haven. So those two guys are incredible at what they do. I definitely feel like that the winner of this matchup will probably have a leg up when we get down to the all-state teams and everything else like that, and everything, because these two guys are just incredible at what they do. They can pass the ball very well. They can run the ball very well. Whichever one does not make mistakes, the most mistakes there wins. The one that makes the fewest mistakes wins this ball game here, for definitely, for sure. And you hate that one of these guys has to lose, but that's what's going to make this a very, very good game here in this one here. So I definitely feel like that this will be a one that definitely somebody's going to get their money's worth here.
We're either getting Lafayette or Baton Rouge in the dome, Nick.
Man, I tell you what, I saw Elijah Haven early this year versus St. Charles Catholic, and he didn't went through his little baptism by fire. But man, you can't say enough about Lafayette Christian themselves. They played some formidable opponents, and they punched their way out a bunch of really good games. If you're a lover of high school football, this is a game that you just can't root for one team. You just hope that the game is well oriented. Where if he's the number one quarterback, he's going to show it. You know, he's not going to lay down. Or if Lafayette Christian is having championship aspiration, we're going to see them do what they're supposed to do. But I'm excited for that game, and I want to see who comes out as the that will be a championship to me. That game right there.
Okay. Let's go to the bottom side of the bracket. It will be Calvary Baptist versus Notre Dame. You look at this one, you say it's a 6-2, but that doesn't really matter. This is so much history between the programs. Coach Louis Cook, and you look at what he's done for the Pios, and you start to think to yourself, I mean, we have to enjoy these moments with JT Curtis. We have to enjoy these moments with Coach Hightower. We got to enjoy these moments with Coach Cook, because we don't know how many more years they're going to be coaching high school football. So, well, that would be pretty cool to see Notre Dame get another opportunity to go play for a state championship. But with a Calvary Baptist team coming in, that's as good as it gets right there. And that's going to be a well-coached, well-prepared Calvary Baptist team coming into Crowley with one thing on their mind. So Notre Dame, Calvary Baptist, this one right here could go in a lot of different ways, JB.
It can. It can. And with this rain that's supposed to hit the state, it's going to be a lot of running. And Notre Dame likes to run, so does Calvary Baptist. Somebody on the defensive side of the ball going to have to make enough stops for their team to win this game.
Yeah.
Definitely for sure here. And like I said, two good teams that can run the ball very well should really make this for a good matchup here. Can't wait to see what goes on in this one here. Like I said, we got Notre Dame, who always loves how to run the football, and then you got a Calvary Baptist team here that can adjust no matter what here in this matchup here. So this is also another good one here, and I can't wait to see what happens in this one.
Yeah, I was on a part of that, like you said earlier, enjoying these coaches. My son played for legendary coach Frank Monica, man, and you never know when. So it's so much wisdom that's going to be on display Friday night at Pioneer Field, man. And Coach Cook knows how to win. He's got his poncho ready. He's ready for a game like this, no matter what. And we said it in week 4 with the Pioneers. They keep popping up with all of these good players, and Coach Cook is finding a way to coach them up and bring them to this championship time. So I look forward to seeing this game and hope Coach Cook go out with a swan song.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're guaranteed a brand new state champion in this bracket for Division III Select. So whether it be LCA, Dunham, Calvary Baptist, or Notre Dame, let the fun begin. Semifinal football Friday night. Will we see LCA back in the title game? Will we see Dunham go and try to get back from the runner-ups a year ago? Will we see Calvary Baptist try to get back from 2 years ago? Or will we see Notre Dame try to get back from, I'm not sure how many years, but they've been in the title game also. So 4 teams have been there, 2 teams trying to get back. Division II non-select. North Dakota beats Franklinton 51-37. Griffins sweated out in this one before they pulled away. Plaquemine gets their revenge against Cecilia 47-28. You hope to yourself that they didn't, you said it last week, that they didn't have the emotional thing go into this one where they emptied the tank. And then Bell Chase, offense came to play. Defense has been good all year. They beat West Feliciana 39-16. And then Iowa beats Lutcher 28-21, a game stealing interception. And now we get semifinal football, and we get North Dakota, and we get Plaquemine. The 1 versus 5. How juicy is this matchup Friday night in Stonewall, Louisiana? Plaquemine, I tell you what, they're not going to be intimidated going into that environment. North Dakota, if there was ever a year where they can win it all, it's this one. So you're looking at two teams. I don't know if Plaquemine, when they've been, how long it's been, or they're searching for their first time ever in school history to get to the state championship. North Dakota searching for their first ever state championship. So there's a lot. There's a lot to unravel in this one. But this is Division One talent all over the field.
Definitely. Keep it short, keep it quick. I like to see how Plaquemine will be able to try and stop this heavy passing attack of North DeSoto. And
What about if it rains?
if it rains, they still gonna try to throw the ball North DeSoto. That's what they do.
Well, yeah,
They gonna throw that
that's
in the
them.
rain.
That's
That's
their
just them.
identity.
That's them. And as far as North DeSoto, I'm starting to wonder about their defense a little bit. I'm starting to wonder now. I got questions. And Plaquemine got a bunch of running backs. Will they be able to stop the running game? Let's see what happens. Something got to give, fellas.
And do you know, JB, or anybody else, if Plaquemine's ever played for a state title?
I don't know. I don't know. I know they got to the semis some years ago, and
Last year.
it was on TV.
They got Plaquemine got to the semis last year and lost to Cecilia.
Oh, I thought it was quarterfinals. Um, but they got there last year and they got there some years ago too. So I don't know if they ever got there. I don't know.
I can't recall in my 35 years.
Lamar, your thoughts? North Dakota, Plaquemine. It's gonna be some fun.
Yeah, it's gonna be very fun here, and like you said earlier, I mean, you gotta hope, you gotta think here that North Dakota is probably thinking, if not now, when? And this is a good team that they have all the way through that could possibly make it down to the state championship. They have the quarterback to do it and everything. I know we talk about their passing game and everything, and they are a very good passing team with Luke Delafield being one of the better passers across the state here. But they got 2,000-yard rushers as well, Kenny Thomas and also Braylon Ladden. And so those two guys, if it does rain and it does they have to adjust from passing the football a good bit. They got two guys that can really tote the rock and that they can really trust in getting at least 100 yards in that matchup there. Plaquemine's going to come out ready. Obviously, they're going to want to get down to the dome as well in this one. But hey, North Dakota could possibly try to do that game as well too if they have to really run the football as well. So should be a good matchup there.
And Plaquemine's never been to the dome.
Okay.
Yeah. So that figures, man. We might be looking at a magical season for Plaquemine, man, and not having enough information on him, not seeing him enough. I'm more than sure North DeSoto just getting some tape to see what they can do to combat them. But at this time of the year, you got to be who you are. You can't worry about the rain. If you're a passing team, you can't worry about the sun not shining. You just got to go out and play your brand of football. And at the end of the day, let the chips fall where it may. But North DeSoto, they still, hopefully they still not looking at the lights of the Superdome that let that one got away from them when they played the Bulldogs. So they should be having their guns blazing all day Friday night to get to the Superdome Friday.
A lot of fun in this one. Bottom of the bracket, we get Iowa and Bell Chase, 2 versus 3, two teams that love to run the football. I think Iowa's more maybe 70%, 80% run, and I think Bell Chase is more 99% run. So
99.5.
you look at this one and you think to yourself, man, whoever can establish the line of scrimmage, whoever can whoever can get their running game going, and when you get in the red zone, I think converting points into the end zone is going to be crucial, and not just stalling out right there on turnovers or settling for field goals. But you take a look at this matchup here, and you could probably take it in a bunch of different ways. I said getting a run game established, but you could probably lean more defense here, right, JB?
It's I think it's got to be defense. It's gonna have to be. I mean, they like to run the ball, so you're gonna see a lot of the box um being stuffed. I mean, a lot of people playing in the box. You might have 8 in the box just to stop the run on for both teams. So defense is gonna have to carry one of these teams to victory.
You think a timely play action could be the difference in this game?
I think it could play a factor only on our way side. Only on our
Yes.
way side. That's it. Not
Yes.
on Belichick's side. Our way be able to draw them to sleep and then bang over the top. That's it. I don't think Belichick's it would work for Belichick's, but our way I think it could work.
Lamar, what are you thinking here? Turnover battle, time of possession, anything in that nature?
Yeah, I think it could be that there. You could see something of that magnitude there between two ball control teams here. I'm interested in seeing, what happens if one of these teams falls behind here, because what do they do here? How do they abandon maybe the running game in that case there? What does Bell Chase do if they fall behind in that one? About if they need to pass the ball to kind of speed it up a little bit. For Iowa, I feel like while they do run the football a good bit there, I think they do got the big receiver in Bushnell that can be able to really catch passes if they need be there in that one. So it could be a very interesting matchup. Shoot, you might have a quick one there, Jordan, that matchup there
I don't
between
even
these
know who's
two
controlling our
running
YouTube
teams
page.
there. Right. So who knows there?
I don't even know who's controlling our YouTube page.
It's me typing it in, and because we all
Oh,
yeah, this being shared, yeah. So
you
we
know
good.
how I put you know how I put out the fan vote thing?
Yeah.
I think it's pushing almost 800 votes already today of people that voted for
Man,
that
I
good
game.
right
voted.
there.
I got I got someone that just said the game won't even be close. Iowa has not played anybody all season. Give me Bell Chase 42-14. Somebody just said in that comment session.
Ooh, it just be
I,
Lutcher.
I,
You
Mm.
I,
talk about, man, it just be Lutcher. What you talking about?
no,
Just don't.
no, I gotta agree with him. I gotta agree with him. Lunch is a young team. Lunch is a young team, and they caught him at home. And I watched Bell Chase got behind against St. Charles Catholic, and guess who they were? They was the Mud Dogs. They still ran the football and had an opportunity to come back. So if you're gonna try to sling that ball around a little bit, Iowa Belichick's defense is well educated enough to make some plays when they have to. So I think that person might be on to something. I have been wrong before, but Belichick, I think they got a date with Destiny also on Poitras.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
Hmm.
Can't wait to call it.
Yeah, man, you got you a good one, man. You got you a good one.
I'll be out of there about 8:30.
Yeah.
There you go.
Hey, I know our game with Calvary Baptist and Joel something that ended at 8:48.
Well, yeah, I turned it from y'all game and put it on another game, and we were going into the fourth quarter.
You might be thinking it might be a full overtime game. Because when they got teams that run the ball like that, it makes for good matchups. I'm telling you.
Hey, I don't see 42-14. I think these two teams are in for a war.
There you go.
And whoever walks away Friday night, I'm going to shake both coaches' hands and say, good luck next week or congratulations on a great season.
Yep.
So we look at this one. North Dakota, Plaquemine, Belle Chase, Iowa. There's going to be a brand new state champion in Division II non-select this season.
Mm-hmm.
Will it be North Dakota for the first time in school history? Will Plaquemine get to the state title game for the first time in school history? Will Belle Chase get there for the first time since 2008? Or will Iowa get there for the first time in school history? This one right here is going to have something written about it in the newspapers. It's either going to say first state title in a long time, it's going to say first state title in school history.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Exciting. Division II select bracket. St. Charles shuts out the state runner-ups of a year ago, Edie White, 31-0. University Lab, Madison Prep. I think this game should be played 5 times a year because it would deliver all 5 times. University Lab beat Madison Prep 32-30. And then Vanderbilt Catholic takes down Lake Charles College Prep 31-28 in overtime. And then Shaw goes on the road and knocks off Loyola Prep 38-7. Let's give you those semifinal matchups, and we start with the top of the bracket. The 1 seed St. Charles and the 4 seed University Lab, the one that the entire state will be talking about this upcoming week.
I'll tell you what. We all know university's on a mission. They feel like their title was taken away from them last year due to what happened. They're on a mission, and here they are in the semis. And they are playing a familiar foe, and that is St. Charles Catholic. They know each other. Be a tough ball game. St. Charles got a good defense. University got to figure out a way to exploit that defense and get points. It's gonna be a hard fought matchup, y'all. I think it's low scoring. Somebody walking away with a victory.
Yeah.
Yeah, this should be a good hard nosed matchup between these two teams here. We already know St. Charles is going to bring it in this matchup here. They're all about defense, and of course, Saint of course University Lab also has a very good defense as well, especially with the big guy up front. Um, this is going to be another good matchup. It's going to be a war between these two teams here for the right to get down there to the dome, and I cannot wait to hear about this one here. So this one could be a very good matchup there.
Incredible, man. Jordan, I know both of you guys haven't been down. JB have to see Frank Monica Field since the legendary field been named after him. Magical things happen on Friday nights over there. If you look across the field and you see the Cali Comets, they're not bigger than all of these teams that's gonna like the U High. But you know one thing, they play the game the right way. They got some special teams. They got a kicker that's really, really good. I like the Comets' chances to have a really good opportunity to punch their ticket Friday night.
Okay. Bottom side of the bracket, and not sure if many people saw this semifinal coming into play, but here we are. That's why we play the game. And that's why they spot the football and let the kids go decide it on the field. And here we go. We get a Vanderbilt Catholic and a Archbishop Shaw matchup here in the semifinals. Shaw trying to go get back to the title game to defend their crown. And Vanderbilt Catholic, if I'm not mistaken, I read that first trip to the semis since 1977. Is that correct?
That's right.
So here we go.
Yeah, here we go. And people, there's history between these two teams. There's history. See, they were put into the same district in that mid 2000, right when Hurricane Katrina hit, and they would play each other. And in 2007, it happened. Both teams 8-0, and Vanderbilt Catholic people were talking. This is what y'all been wanting. Y'all been wanting to beat Shaw, and Shaw went up there and beat the brakes off of them. And a year later, that same team came back and didn't win a game. And I mean the same team, same players. That was just strange. Shaw beat them again. And then years later, we going years later, I don't remember when, Shaw went up there and they beat the brakes off of Shaw. And then a year later, Shaw opens up their stadium. And who's the first opponent to come there? Non-district play? Vanderbilt Catholic. And who wins? Archbishop Shaw. There's history here, people. And that history won't be talked about between these two teams now. It won't be. I just wanted to give y'all that. But now to the game, ladies and gentlemen. Two teams that love to run the football. But I don't know if Vanderbilt Catholic saw a defense like this. So we'll see what happens. Vanderbilt Catholic got a good D line. They got somebody on the D line like 6'7". Dude could play. So it's gonna be a battle. And I'm gonna tell y'all, that part of Homer hosting a semifinal game for the first time ever, I think the coach said. I think he said that. I could be wrong in an interview. They gonna be rocking. I'm telling you, that part of homework is going to be rocking like never before. They're gonna be loud. May the best team win.
Yeah, JB, you're probably gonna have to put me in the group chat with you and Chris Singleton because I'm pretty sure y'all gonna be talking some good noise at that one. Uh,
You know it,
I'm
bro.
pretty I'm pretty sure that's some good noise
See,
gonna be talking
that's why I'm
between
trying to
both of
get there,
y'all,
man. I want
man.
him to see my face when I'm there. That's why I want him to see my face. I want to get him mad. Trying to get there, get on his nerves.
I'm pretty sure he gonna be tired of you after this. But man, but for sure, I think this is going to be another good battle between two teams here. You got a championship, you got a champion in Shaw here that really wants to get back, and a lot of people probably were thinking, "Man, I don't know about this Shaw team. Can they get back?" Obviously, the games that they lost this season where they didn't score a point there, and then you have a Vanderbilt Catholic team there that this is the first time since '77 getting down here at this stage of the playoffs here and everything. So gonna be rocking, man. And you gotta feel like that regardless of what happens here, Vandy has to be very, very happy about their team here. But they would also like to try to see if they can knock off the defending champions as well. So this should be a great matchup all the way through.
Has Vanderbilt Catholic ever been to the Dome?
Not to
Not to
my
win.
recollection.
Yeah, not to win 77 under the net. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I might have was a knee high to a puck then. But kudos to Coach Hank Tierney, man. To have these guys playing at a level that they playing at. And I prematurely crowned St. Charles the district champion early on in the year. And a lot of Eagle fans got on me about it. But I think after those two games where they couldn't score points, Coach Tierney talked to the offensive coordinator. They got it rectified, whether he calling the plays or not. We looking for Shaw to have total command over this game Friday night.
Ooh,
Vanderbilt Catholic finished with a state runner-up season in 1977
there you go.
and finished with one state championship in school history in 1959.
Mm.
Mm.
So, do you love newcomers on the block, teams that have not been there in a while? Do you root for those guys, or do you root for the guys to try to go defend their crown on
Newcomer.
Friday nights?
Defend
Hey,
the crown, baby.
It's been since the 50s since Vanderbilt Catholic has won a title, or Shaw trying to go back to back. And then on the top, St. Charles Comets, they're back better than ever. They want to get back to where they belong, and belong is in the Superdome. But standing in their way, University Lab Redemption Tour continues another week. Can they get past the Comets and go get to the Dome? Time will tell. But here we go. Football fans, St. Charles ULab, Vanderbilt Catholic, Shaw. Shaw trying to go defend their title. We'll see what happens. Division 1 non-select, Ruston beats Southside 38-28. Zachary beats Central Baton Rouge 31-27. Washita Parish beats Parkway 28-22. And Neville shuts out Bard 42-0, setting up a state championship rematch of just 2 years ago. We get it in the semifinals. It's the 1 seed Ruston. It's the 13 seed Zachary. It's another throw the seeds out. It's another fantastic coaching matchup. Zachary playing their best ball late. Ruston trying to get back to the title game. What is it, 4 times in a row?
Yes.
So this one right here, oof, gonna be some fun. Ruston Zachary, JB, break it down.
Let's break it down. Number one, two of the best coaches in the state. Coach Ball for Ruston, Coach Brewerton for Zachary. I think Ruston eliminated Zachary in the second round last year, and it was just 2 years
Yeah.
ago they played each other. I'm right?
Yeah.
Okay. And 2 years ago they played each other in the state championship that Ruston won. So there's a lot of familiarity between the two teams. But we kind of discredited Zachary a little bit when they lost to Liberty. We kind of like, oh yeah, Zachary ain't nah. Well, guess what? Sometimes when those when those type of losses happen, it could wake up a team.
Yeah.
And Zachary woke up. They woke up. Now they did lose to Central later on, but lost by 2 points. So you know that was a fight. And Central's good. They were the defending state champions at the time. But Zachary has put it into another gear, and it's a scary gear. And just when people pretty much counted him out in the Central game, if you saw the score, Central was up big. Zachary came back and won the game and got the game-winning touchdown with 11 seconds left to go in the game. So Zachary's battle tested, and they're going to go to Ruston and they're going to put up a hell of a fight, because it's going to be one of those ball games that we may talk about up until the state championship game of how one of those teams got to the state championship game.
Yep.
Yeah, a heavyweight fight for sure. A heavyweight fight between these two teams here. And like you said, you got a Ruston team that has been battle tested, playing a lot of teams in Texas this season. 3 teams in Texas, a team in Arkansas this season, and in a tougher district. But also you have a Zachary team that has went through another tough district in 4-5A, which is probably right there with the Catholic League, and 2-5A is being a pretty good district in its own right. So it should be a good matchup between those two teams there, two good coaches. Uh, I'm pretty sure that they're going to pull out all the stops here to see who can make it down there to the championship game here for certain. Overall, just a great matchup here all the way through. And I think both of these teams, they had to play a good matchup just to get here in the quarterfinals. Ruston was on the ropes against a good Southside team, and the same thing for Zachary being on the ropes against a good Central team. So this should also make for another good matchup there.
Oh yeah, classic semifinals, man. Both teams travel well, whether Ruston traveling to New Orleans to fill a Superdome up, or Zachary traveling to New Orleans to fill a Superdome up. But Zachary, he got a mission on their mind. And playing Ruston for a winner takes all game, they wouldn't want it no other way. So I'm very excited for this game, and we're gonna see if Rustin could really be able to atone for what happened in the Superdome last year to fight their way back. So I'm very interested in seeing how this game is going to turn out.
Bottom of the bracket rematch of the 1 point thriller of the regular season when Neville beat Ouachita Parish by 1. This time, there's a lot more at stake, guys.
Yeah, a lot
Winner,
more. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
winner to the dome. You got a Ouachita Parish team that's trying to win a state title for the first time since 1989. A Neville Tiger team full of history, full of tradition, but they have not been in this seat to get to say they punched their ticket in quite some time. So this is one of those games where winner of this one, the fan base, the entire fan base is coming next week to New Orleans because it's been that long. You look at this one, you look at the top of the bracket, Rust and Zachary, they're familiar. They've been in this situation of playing for state titles in recent memory. Neville Washington Parish has been some time. So this one right here, it's got a lot riding on Friday night. And Neville, not often you get an opportunity for redemption. And last year, a blocked field goal ended their season. Well, here we go. They get a shot to rewrite history and go play for a state championship. But a Washita Parish, it's no 14 seed.
No, no, not at all. I mean, this is a rematch. We talked about it earlier. Lamar is very intrigued by it. I think we all are intrigued by it. This is a rematch. Um, it's going to come down
Oof.
to maybe the team with the last, who has the ball last, or a team that makes a mistake in the final 2 minutes. It's this going to be a close game from start to finish. Special teams may decide this outcome. We talked about Washita not knowing how to finish games or knowing how to win tight
Now they
ball
do.
games early in the year, but here they are now. They figured it out, and now they ready to go rewrite this wrong in their eyes with that loss to Neville. This gonna be a great ball game. I'm just excited for it.
Speaking of my fan vote, it's up to 932 votes now. And
That's what
we're
I'm
on
talking
Sunday.
about. Yep.
And speaking of tonight's show, we're sitting at 2.5 thousand views right now. You think it's semifinal time?
Oh, you know it's semifinal time. You know it.
Oh yeah.
Lamar.
Already for sure. But yeah, this is going to be a great game between these two teams as well. Um, these two teams, not just only for the right to get down to the dome, but bragging rights in the city of Monroe.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's is going to really bring out the best in these two teams. I mean, you got the west side of Monroe faces against the far east side of Monroe. And so I got a feeling that everybody in the city is going to be at that ball game for sure. If they're not going to the Sterlington game, but everybody in that ball game for sure is going to be at that game there. And I got a feeling that we could see with that game in the regular season being a 1 point game, this game right here, I feel like could be an instant classic that
Yeah.
they're going to be telling their kids about. They're going to be telling their grandkids about. They're going to be telling their great grandkids about. It. I think it's going to be one of those type of games there where I think that could be part of a trivia of do you know where you were on the night of December the 5th, 2025. I think this is going to be definitely that type of game for sure.
Y'all can still hear me?
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And
Idaho.
and real quick before you go, they say I read this from our friends from North Louisiana. They said history awaits.
Yep.
Washita versus Neville will mark the first time ever two schools from Washita Parish have met in the semifinals.
Awesome. I had a supervisor from that way, and he always used to talk about the big four, the big four, the big four, Wachita, Ruston, Neville. And I was like, man, you bring those teams down south. Now that was way in the '90s when they used to publicize those games at West Monroe. This is going to be a classic football game, and attention to detail, like Coach Benji said, learning from your past mistakes. This game and looking at how they've been playing of the last 3 weeks, I think might be one of those date with destinies for Washington Parish. Washington Parish, I'm sorry.
We are guaranteed a brand new state champion in Division One non-select. Whether it be Big Ruston, the Big Z, Washita Parish, or Neville. Will we get a district rematch between two teams? Or will Zachary throw all those scenarios out the window? You can find out Friday night. This is Heavyweight Showdowns. Washita Parish Neville, Ruston Zachary for the right to open up Saturday action at the Dome. We'll see who's the two teams to punch their ticket to Poydras. Final bracket. Carr beats Evangel 49-20. Catholic of Baton Rouge beats Alexandria 44-6. St. Aug beats Rummel 35-10. And John Curtis beats Turlings 21-7. Only the strong will survive in this bracket here. And we got a darn good Final Four that we will talk about tonight. And we start with semifinal number one. Etna Carr, Catholic of Baton Rouge, a game that was decided by 2 points just a year ago in the semifinals. Then it's semifinals now. I hate that we don't get to ever see this game in the Dome, but it makes for a great television in the semifinals. Carr, Catholic of Baton Rouge, they do it again. And this one right here, this is going to be packed.
I'm gonna say this before the season started. These are the 4 teams I said would be in the semifinals.
Okay,
I did say that. But last year after the state championship game, Coach Bryce talked with somebody else, and the guy said it on a show that Bryce said that he felt like the state championship game was them and Catholic, and he told the guy that he didn't know how they beat them. He said that's what the guy said on another show. He told it to. He said Bryce said that he didn't know how they beat them that game. Now we're back again. They know each other.
You got to be careful. Remember, Carr got on your butt after last Sunday.
Yeah, I had a coach call me. But that's okay because I'm gonna hold my ground regardless. Now back to this. Now here they are again, and it's been a lot of the running game from Edna Carr, John Johnson, Trey Garrison. So it's been a lot of the running game. It's not the passing game that we saw last year with those 3 receivers. So now, can Catholic be able to stop the running game? Period. You might want to make John Johnson throw, and it just hasn't been like what he had last year with Dejon Smith, Oliver Mitchell, and Tyron Francis. So Manchild. So we're gonna see. But at the same time, with me saying that, John Johnson is one of the best quarterbacks in the state of Louisiana, and he can make you pay. So you got to still be honest defensively because you don't want that to happen. But it's been much more of the running game this year with Edna Carr. So I like to see how Catholic is going to line up defensively, trying to stop that, stop their offense because Catholic got a lot of good players as well. They're a talented team as well. My question is, this year, will Catholic be able to put up points on Edna Carr's defense? That is my question this year. And that's the biggest question I got going into that ball game. We haven't gotten it for a state championship like we want to, but they play every time like it's a state championship game. They give us fireworks, and I expect it again.
Yeah, I thought this was going to be the state championship in Division One select at the start of the season because I felt like that these two teams were probably the top two teams going into the state. I even had them ranked as such, and especially in this bracket, I had pretty much all of these four teams. I had them ranked somewhere in the top six. But yeah, this is going to be a great matchup between these two teams because I think last season um, Catholic was one of those teams, was one of the few teams that could really come close against Carr all season long. And you can kind of, I'm interested in seeing can they do that this year when it doesn't seem like that many Louisiana teams have done that so far this season. But Carr's just at a different level so far this year, and you can definitely tell what they've been able to do running the football, passing when needed, and everything else like that there. But does Catholic have that one up its sleeve in that case here? I was listening to that Catholic Ash game last week where Ash was up 6-0. It looked like it was a field goal game. Looked like Ash was going to be in control of the ball game, and next thing you know, you see that the winner was Catholic 44-6. And so it definitely could tells me here in this case that if the Bears could turn it on, they could turn it on at any given moment. So yeah, another great game between these two teams, and also another good rematch that I can't wait to get a chance to hear about and possibly look at on Saturday morning.
Any streams yet been announced for this one?
Uh, I haven't heard anything. Um, Crescent City has St. Charles and University. I got St. Aug and Curtis. I haven't heard anybody yet to get this game.
I'll tell you in a second. Hold on.
That's what I'm talking about.
VSN.
Okay.
See, nobody was going to Berman Stadium and streaming car games until I went out there and did it. Now everybody doing it. Yeah, I'm taking the credit. I surely am. Yes, I am, man. I am.
Are we
Oh
sure it's
yeah.
at this? Are we sure that's where they're playing though?
Oh, I'm positive that's where they're playing. Carr is not going to play nowhere else. That is their home. They call it the jungle. They ain't moving that game. I'm positive.
Let's see.
Morris FX Jeff Stadium,
Mm,
aka Berman Stadium.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Nick.
Oh yeah. Man, I'm excited for this game. I'm excited because I got 4 phone calls over the weekend. It was 2 Carr fans and it was 2 St. Aug fans. And they're not trying to put the cart before the
Um,
horse. They want
Morris
that
Jeff.
game on Poydras.
They're playing at
I think,
Morris Jeff.
Yeah,
yeah,
that's that stadium, Morris Jeff. Yep.
you looking at Carr all year. I don't think anybody in the state came close. The team out of Florida came close. They did some things really well. If you're a coach and you trying to coach against Carr, you can throw away the tape unless you got athlete for athlete to match the Carr Cougars. And they're another one that have destiny on their side. And it's for national rankings. A lot of people thinking it's just for state, but it's for national rankings. Carr win this state championship, they can get inside the top 5 nationally.
I think Catholic of Baton Rouge is welcoming the being the underdog though. I think they're well coached and they're going to go in there not intimidated and they're going to give them a 4 quarter war where probably be the closest game they got from a Louisiana team this year.
Could
But
be. Could
good
be.
defense, good special teams, and a ton of D1 prospects all
Talent.
over the field
Yeah,
come Friday
yeah.
night.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I said,
Stay.
in my
Go ahead.
opinion, I have said it even before the season. I said, to my opinion, there's 3 teams that may give Carr a run for their money that could test them. I said that was Curtis. I said St. Aug, and I said Catholic. And we saw what Carr did with Curtis and St. Aug. So
Mhm.
now here comes Catholic. So let's see.
There you go. St. Aug John Curtis. One more time for the right to go to the dome. You give JT second opportunity. Major success in those type of matchups. Is this St. Aug's year, JB, to get to the dome?
Oh man. Well, I mean, I'm not gonna say it because I do have to pick the game.
Say
Psych.
it.
I'm calling the game. I'm calling the game. I can't pick it. I can't say it. I can't say it. Don't get me in trouble. Don't get me in
Right,
trouble.
but when you go and you think about the matchup, you think about the challenges that are facing playing somebody twice that you could break down, and also the psychological thing that could happen knowing who's across that field from you.
It's correct. It's correct. But I promise you, they're gonna be ready. St. Aug, Coach Vander's gonna have them ready. And do they have the type of team to get to the dome? Yes, I said it since the beginning of the season that St. Aug was very talented and they can get to the dome. Well, here they are in the semis, and they just so talented. When I tell you they got two running backs that's hurt, PJ Robinson and I think it's Clint Hill. Clint Hill's hurt. They still got running backs they can just plug in. Khalil Lewis, Kohan Davis. They just plug them in. Go ahead, guys. Go ahead. Um, Raekwon Williams tears the ACL against Curtis. That's who he tore it again in the last game of the season, regular season. He tore his ACL against Curtis. Hey, we got Lucas Jefferson. We got Rashawn Sims. We got this guy. They got talent for days right now at St. Augustine. Just put them on in. And they haven't missed a beat at all. They haven't missed a beat. So look for them to be ready. But like I said early in the show, you giving JT a chance to play you again, it's not going to be easy. And he's going to have a plan lined up. JT probably watching film right now. He ain't going to go to sleep until Thursday night probably because he want to make sure he has his team prepared for this high-powered St. Augustine offense. And it's going to be a great ball game. Great ball game. I'm glad I could bring it to you guys.
There you go. You're going to do the same thing I'm going to do, right? Go down
What's
there
that?
and shake both hands.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Like I said, I ran into Coach JT Curtis Thursday at the Harmville Invitational. He was there. So, yeah, shake his hand, shake Coach Valdez. Coach Valdez doesn't like to talk to people pregame. He doesn't. He be in the zone. So I may not go shake his hand, but
I'm talking
JT
about
for
post
sure.
game.
Definitely. Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
for
Yeah.
sure. Lamar, St. Aug, John Curtis.
Yeah, I see JB got his Kirk Herbstreit on in that case, not picking the game right there. But man, man. So this is gonna be another good one between two teams that know each other very well. And again, styles make fights here. Is it going to be St. Aug and their high-powered offense and their passing game, or is it going to be John Curtis and their running game here? And two good coaches, man. I cannot wait to see the chess match that Coach Valdez and Coach Curtis have in this one there, because you already know they're both scheming each other. They're both trying to see which scheme is going to work right between the both of them. So
Yeah.
yeah, incredible game there. No bad matchups here. No bad matchups here.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all an inside joke. VK told me he bet the under on us having a under 4 hour show this time. But listen,
Don't worry.
when you
I was told from the boss man JB. He said keep it under 3 hours. So I got three. I got 2 minutes to end the show.
look, we're gonna get another treat. The last time St. Aug been to a state championship was 1979. And to punch that ticket against a legendary coach and a great team like John Curtis Christian, man, is going to be something that Coach Val would love to do. And sometimes we talked about this earlier in the year about those moments that show that you arrive. St. Augustine has some serious talent with Coach Crutchfield for years and Coach Villegas. So now it's St. Aug time to make it to the dome.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, will Carr get back to defend their crown? Will Catholic of Baton Rouge right the wrong from the 2-point loss of a year ago? Will St. Aug get there for the first time in a long time? Or will JT Curtis get his guys to go get, what is it, number 28 he's trying after?
I think 29.
28 or 29.
Yeah.
So you look at all four different scenarios. Friday night, you will find out which two will be in New Orleans. Whether we get a Catholic League rematch, whether we get the Battle of the Bands, or whether we get Baton Rouge versus New Orleans. Time will tell. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks everyone for tuning in to tonight's show, Sunday edition, recapping quarterfinal football and getting you excited for semifinal football. Are you able to read how many comments? I mean, count how many comments we got tonight?
I'm not. I really
Yeah,
can't. I see it. I see all the comments, but I don't have a number. And because it's
good.
live, they're not gonna post it onto my YouTube studio. That how many commented live. They don't post it. So I don't be knowing.
You
I wish
had
I could
some.
tell you.
You had some traffic here tonight. Just to say
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. So, final question from me, and then we'll close things out. 8 brackets, 32 teams remain, 16 matchups. One of the 16, which one is your favorite matchup this Friday night?
I'm gonna go call in Calico Baton Rouge.
Corin Catholic Baton Rouge. Okay.
I'm gonna go all Curtis.
All Curtis.
Man, it's either going to be the game I'm going to be at between. You know what? I got three, but
Okay.
I'm really interested in that Washington Neville game. I really think that's going to be an amazing knockdown drag out fight.
Okay. And I guess I'll be different here. I
There
guess
you
I'll
go.
stay I guess I'll say Sterlington St. James
Okay.
because we talked about it all night.
You got a
Yeah,
lot
those are
of
my
people
three.
happy.
Yeah.
Final words, JB, as we close this one out tonight.
Um,
As someone said, 1,000 something comments on Facebook.
that's a lot. That's a lot. Um, thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate it. Um, watch the Hash It Out show Tuesday and Wednesday at 7 o'clock. Tuesday we got a guest, Coach Tommy Johns from Iowa. He's going to join us on Tuesday, and we're
There
trying
you
to get
go.
another guest from Wednesday.
Talk good about me.
Wait, what?
Said talk good about me now.
Oh, of course I will. I got
And
you.
make
I got you.
and make sure you ask him. And make sure you ask him about his bacon skills
Baking skills. All right. Remind me Tuesday so I don't forget. Remind me
because
Tuesday.
he owns a cookie shop in Lake Charles.
What cookie shop you on in Lake Charles? What's the name of it? Oh yeah, I gotta talk to him because I've probably been to that cookie shop.
Crave Cookies. I posted a picture with Gary when we were there for round two.
Crave cookies. Okay. Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
baking
yeah.
cookies by day, coaching football by night.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Definitely. So has it our show. Um, thank y'all for tuning in. Any games y'all going to this weekend, be safe. Supposed to rain, so y'all be safe. Definitely be safe. Of course, you got Under the Lights on Wednesday at 8:30. And I want to say Nick going back to Thursday at 11 o'clock because there's no Thanksgiving this week.
No
There we go.
Thanksgiving.
Lamar, final words.
Uh, Also, don't forget I'll be also on the on the original with Ken Trahan during my normal 10-10 spot here. Hopefully, I do not wind up in the middle of the woods while I was trying to give out the Sinlaw report in that one here. But overall, just if for everybody, if you I mean, look, we're already at the doorsteps of the dome. Let's try to find a way to kick the door down. Whoever that you root for, or if you do want to see a good matchup, find a way to get there. If you want to see that game live, if you can't see the game live, listen to the streams here. We got a lot of good ones as well. But find a way to get to the game live. And if you can, watch the streams on Saturday. Watch the streams on Saturday as well. So it's going to be an amazing time here. And I cannot wait to see you guys next week when we get down to the dome as well. So I can't wait.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, my last thought is, we take for granted about playing this game of football. We got some kids, we hear stories throughout the year how some kids get snuffed from their senior year. So the kids that's playing in these last games, these last home games, don't take those games for granted, man, because you're going to look back 10, 15 years down the line, probably see me with a little bit more gray hair, talking the same smack. Probably not on boot breakdown, but high school football, man. So enjoy these games, prepare yourself for this weather, and we'll see y'all in the Superdome.
There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Tuesday, Wednesday, Hash It Out show. You can catch Thursday for your brunch with Nick Campbell in the prep report, and then Coach Lamar will be calling in to Nick
Ken
Trahan.
Ken
Trahan.
Trahan
Ken Trahan,
and
yeah.
on Friday nights.
Lamar, if you want to come on the show, you can.
Hey, I'll hop on any one of y'all show anytime. Y'all know the number.
There we
Y'all
All
go.
know
right.
it.
32 teams remain, 16 matchups to go. 16 will get to touch the carpet in the Superdome. Good luck to everyone that will be playing next Friday. Bundle up, bridge your ponchos. It's going to be semifinal football, but it's going to be semifinal weather because it's time to go punch tickets to New Orleans. Who's walking to New Orleans over the PA announcer, over the PA system? Can't wait to break it down next Sunday at 6:15. Only two more of these, guys. Let's go out with a bang.
Let's do it.
So thanks everyone for watching tonight. Have a great rest of the week to you guys. Stay dry. We'll see you in each of y'all's chats coming this week, and then have fun at the ball games Friday night.
All right. Good night, fellas.
Night, y'all.